Look how far we've come, all the things we've done. Did it all with love, beauty from the bottom up. All I want is you, you're my favorite view. But there's nothing more, girl, you make my heart beat.
And we are back.
Welcome back, you beautiful bitches.
Grand Rising family. Hello, thanks for being here. There's got to be, I'm so tired of saying and we're back, but it's so natural for me.
Good morning, Starshine. The earth says hello.
What's
From
that?
That was the Johnny Depp version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, just want to be like, welcome back, bitches. What's up, mother?
I mean,
Can't do that though.
we can bleep it.
Yeah, well, that F word's going to have to get, well, I'm going to leave it in.
It would be
it's
funny.
Just not going to do well for monetization purposes to drop the F-bomb in the first 6 seconds of a video.
Right, but you should bleep it.
Yeah.
Not only will it be funny, it'll curb that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Somebody asked if your hair is naturally curly or wavy.
So my hair is actually much more curly than this. I just stripped more color from more black from my hair. I have more length of natural going on. We're getting there, but this is a fried version of my hair right now. She's looking rough, but we're getting there. She just needs some lovin's.
So we are recording live in front of Patreon, as you can tell by we're reading comments. If you guys, there'll be a Patreon plug here. All right, guys, as you know, there was a TikTok scare. We lost the app for a whole 12 hours and we have no idea what the future of the app looks like. And with that, we are very concerned about the loss of our following. We have amassed almost 3 million followers across that platform with all 4 of our accounts. And we are trying to push people to other social media platforms so that in the event that anything happens on one app, we have multiple other backup plans. If you want to make sure that you're not missing any content, we highly recommend that you check out our Patreon.
On Patreon, we have multiple tiers to choose from. Starting at $10, you begin to receive exclusive content. At $15 a month, you get access to our private Discord server where we've amassed an absolutely amazing community of supportive people. And beyond that, we have other tiers to check out, along with my 2 private women's group, if that's something you may be interested in.
Guys, on our $15 and higher tier, you have access to live recordings. We record all of our content 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week, live in front of our Patreon audience, where they are able to chat with us while we're recording. They get to see all the flirting, the outtakes, the hot topic conversations that never actually make it on the podcast. And it's really worth that aspect in itself. We have an After Dark where we sit down usually once a week and have a glass of bourbon, or in Peach's case, a glass of wine and a bowl of cheese. And we have a whole lot of fun conversations, karaoke in the Discord. We finish the lyrics. We literally just hang out and you guys get to hang out with us. There is a host of other perks, including Zoom calls that are coming for the ultimate tier. So that if you guys are having problems, you can talk to us. It also gives you the heads up on private meet and greets, because when we travel, we try to meet up with people on our Discord on a regular basis. There's a whole slew of other perks that come through Patreon. I highly recommend that you check it out.
The best way to support what we are doing is to share the content. The second best way is to check out our Patreon. Thank you guys for being here.
Just to get that out of the way. Now that that's out of the way, we have some housekeeping to do. We have new things to talk about. We have a lot going on in life, and I want to touch on some of it.
Word.
As of right now, I have 6 spots left at the men's retreat. I have 3 private rooms and 3 bunks, exactly even. Bali is almost sold out. Greece is almost sold out. There are still spots available. If you guys want to go, I'd highly recommend that you book that sooner than later. You only have to put down a quarter. I think it's 25% down, and then you can make all the payments interest free through Trova Trip until it's paid off. You don't want to miss out on that, especially because I don't think we're doing any other trips next year. I think it's just going to be those 2.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of travel.
All right. Well, we looked into it because we're traveling. Instead of just doing a round trip ticket, we have to do 3 separate plane tickets. So for us, it's going to end up costing a whole lot.
Right.
But anyway, so that's good.
Are we going to Hong Kong again?
I don't think so. We might on the way back from Bali. There's a layover, but I haven't booked those tickets yet.
Okay. When you do book it, can you take into consideration of stopping at that ramen place and adding time for it?
I'm going to get whatever we can get at the cheapest rate we can get it.
Okay.
So if we can get business economy, which is the slightly bigger seats, and it happens to lay over in Hong Kong, great, but I'm not going to spend extra money to go to Hong Kong.
Okay. Well, no, if we land over in Hong Kong, that would be dope.
Yeah.
But if it's like a $20 price jump to stay there for like an hour longer.
Right. Well, it'd be cheaper.
Ramen.
The longer your layover, the cheaper your flights.
Beautiful.
So we have that. The garden outside is doing really well, even though we were gone for the entire weekend.
Oh, she's thriving.
Everything's got new growth.
Except for our propagation items.
Yeah.
We're still getting the hang of that.
Yeah. Well, I think we should take the green hose that we bought that's got the holes in it and run it off of either the well system directly or off of that one thing and just run it right over the top of so that we can just turn the water hose on and it'll just drench everything inside. I could run it. Yeah. Just run it right around.
That would be dope.
There's got to be a way to make that work. I know that like, because we've got 100-foot of hose, there's not enough pressure to get it all the way to the end of the 100 feet, but it's two 50-foot hoses. So if we put a regular hose on it and then a 50-foot and cap the end, that 50-foot will still be the same pressure.
Yeah.
And if we do it on another hose running off the well, we could do it the other way, but it's just a lot of moving shit around to do it. And I don't want to move it.
Okay.
I am going to be buying 2 new rain collection barrels so that we can have rain collection for all of that shit as well. But that's a whole lot of, I got to figure that shit out. What else did I wanted to touch on? There's a whole lot that I wanted to talk about today. We are currently in the process, the very, very early beginning stages of a To Be Better app for the phones. So that like when we go live, it'll be notifications sent automatically to the phones. And
how dope would it be if we could like post daily thoughts on there?
we can do all of that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So
Prepare for chaos.
yeah, this is the very, very early stages of that.
I want us to be the only ones to be able to post things like
It
that.
would
Like
be
people
just
can
us.
comment.
Well, there'll be a community forum there for Discord, so that
Okay.
if people want to use the Discord through the app, I think we're going to try to integrate that as well. But the people that post to the app will only be you and I. Nobody else will have access to. Well, Vibe will because he's building it, but
Okay. Love that he can do that.
yeah,
What a badass.
he just graduated school for it, and I was like, I want an app, dude. Like,
Good for
let's
him.
do that. So
Yeah. Let's run it.
we're going to try to make that a thing, and we'll be able to do like journal prompts that will be a daily journal prompt that's automatic. And like, there's a whole lot of things that we can integrate that will be an auto posting kind of thing. I'm going to wait until you're done.
I'm listening.
Yeah, but I don't know how much of that's going to come through the microphone
Oh,
because even touching the cable sometimes can make noise.
sorry. This was disturbing my OCD.
My new book is not on Amazon. My new book is only available for purchase right now on the website, tobebetter.com. You buy a pre-order that's signed, you'll get a PDF that you can read ahead of time. And the book itself will drop August 15th. So it'll be out in like, I don't know, 30 days. We're less than a month away.
I like the idea of a daily prompt, journal prompt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decided that I'm going to buy journals for my men's group, my men's retreat. So every man that's going will get their own journal, like leather bound, good journal, because it's a big topic for the retreat. Mm-hmm. And obviously it'll be far enough out that I can bring copies of the book. And like,
Yeah.
I want to create some sort of value that's outside of that spectrum, or
Right.
outside of the spectrum is definitely not the right word there, but that's what I said. So fuck it. I said what I said. Outside of the initial purchase.
Yes. I'm kind of doing the same thing with the goodie bags I'm preparing for the women for the women's retreat. I'm trying to find the best way to go about this to add value because there's going to be, I don't know how many women double booked the rooms. So we could be sitting at 24 women. We could be sitting at 30 plus women.
Well, it's sold out now, so you just need a head count
Okay.
in the Discord chat that you have.
But I also wanted to do the personalized journals.
Yeah.
I don't think I was going to go as far as leather bound.
Well, leather bound is not super expensive if I buy it in bulk off of Etsy.
Okay.
Because it would just be the same journal. I mean, it'd still be $50-$60 a journal. But if I buy the journals and I buy them refillable, if they use all the paper, they can just stick I almost said a compost book.
Composition.
Composition, the black and white, like static ones, those can go in there, or notepads or whatever can go in. But I figure if they get something that's a decent size, they can keep it with them in a backpack or leave it in their truck or whatever.
Right.
So they can start implementing daily journals. And the big thing of the journaling with me is I want men to be able to utilize that to enhance every aspect of their life, not just Dear Diary, today sucked,
Yeah.
the end. Like today, my woman said it made me feel like this is how I feel like I need to address it. And they can read it the next morning and be like, oh, that was kind of shitty because I was mad. So how can I make this work? And like I can, when we do the journal lessons on that, because we'll be having a seminar aspect of the journal while we're there, we'll be going over all of that at the retreat. So they'll understand like how effective a journal is. But that's one of the things that I wanted to do.
I think I want to hit up a couple of crystal shops and get some small little things.
Yeah.
Once I get a head count of the women going, I kind of want to like intuition find rocks to give the ladies. I'm not trying to spend, $20 per rock. You're making that face like.
Yeah, because I know you.
No, I'm not. No, it's not gonna be crazy.
And your credit card currently has a 0 balance.
I know. No, you told me to go light.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go light.
Okay.
I need to get that black veil for the funeral episode.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Buying crystals is not a cheap prospect for you, though.
Right. No, I have limits.
Okay. I haven't witnessed that.
What do you mean you haven't witnessed that?
We
went to Elysian Fields and I was like, can I spend $50? And you're like, keep it below 50. And I spent 30.
Right. That's
Limits.
still a lot of money to spend on a rock.
I got multiple rocks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And a shark tooth.
And a shark tooth.
And a coin from China.
Okay.
A coin.
A coin. That's funny.
I have to defend myself. I'm panicking.
You don't have to defend yourself. I'm just giving you shit because every time we go buy crystals, it's thousands.
It is thousands. Oh man.
I'm also part of that problem.
You are.
I know I'm part of that problem.
You like the big items.
I
Like
do.
That tower.
Well, I'm not a little fucking dainty thing.
Yeah.
I take up a lot of space, both physically and spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
So I need the big energy. I can't.
Yeah.
The little energy doesn't do it.
I have a hard time getting rocks like that.
It's like I don't even know how to compare the two. It's like getting a splinter versus a giant wound.
I get it. Yeah.
I need the healing of the giant wound, not the splinter. And that's the little
Right.
pebble splinter healing's not going to do it.
No, I get it. I like big pieces too. I just feel bad for the price of them.
Yeah.
I asked for a chunk of malachite and he was like, it's $5,000. No.
Yeah. It was like this big. It was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel bad asking for that stuff. When I get more per, like if I spend a lot of money and I get a lot of quantity for that, I feel like I'm getting my money's worth.
Yeah.
If I ask you to spend $800 on a single rock, I'm like, I feel like I'm wasting money.
Right. Well, if it was this big, I would agree.
Yeah.
But if you spent $800 on a rock like this, I feel like this is going to help out your energy in our home a whole lot more than a little rock.
Okay.
Unless you're outside laying in the grass on your meditation deck with a rock on your forehead, like,
Right.
that ain't doing nothing for you.
I do it during so when I lay down at the end of my yoga.
You just lay on all your rocks?
No, I get my rocks on me, put them on me wherever I feel like I need to go. Sometimes my kneecaps. Get them lubricated.
Gotta keep them supple.
There was an episode of Grace and Frankie where they got into a tiff about something and Frankie was looking to get a job as an art teacher at a senior center. And this guy was showing her around and she's like, this is great. And he was like, you can eat whenever you want. And she was like, oh, that's included? Hell yeah. And he was like, and this is your room? And she was like, I get bored. And he was like, what do you mean? And she was like, this is a lot for a job interview. And he was like, you're not Mrs. So-and-so. And she was like, oh, you thought that I was going to live here? And she like squats down, like she fucking drops it.
Yeah.
And she pops him. She's like, I am supple. And that's what made me think of that.
That's funny. That is funny. Sunrise said, I think we should all paint rocks and bring them to trade at the women's retreat. I actually think that's a phenomenal idea.
All right, hang on.
Anna said, I have some I'd love to send you. Since you're doing your phone thing, I hate to be rude, guys, but Jay just texted me and he's my best friend, so you have to wait a minute.
My note's made. It's there.
We were told Friday while we were at ceremony, I got a call from Comcast, and she said that we will have internet no later than the 30th, like guaranteed, because that's the current installation date. But she's putting in an expedited thing so that in the event that there's a cancellation or something happens, we will get it sooner, and she's pushing for the 25th. I feel like there was something else, but it's not there right now. So what about you? What do you got going for housekeeping?
Not much. Things are going to kind of slow down for the next few weeks. Kids start school in about 3 or 4 weeks.
So excited for that.
So starting getting them back into the routine. I'm going to start waking them up earlier and earlier. This next week is probably going to be 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Our daughter gets up pretty early. She's usually up around 7:30.
She normally gets up when I get up.
Yeah.
She'll hear me let Ivy out and she'll come out to check to see who's awake. Mm-hmm. And if it's me, she goes back in her room. If it's you, she comes out and harasses you. But she normally does check to see who's out with the dog.
Yeah.
Unless she hears my voice, then she doesn't come out. But
Wild. Our son could sleep until noon. I don't know if he's just tired or if he's waking up in the middle of the night and playing with his dinosaurs or something. But he's a tired head.
yeah.
He's a butt when he wakes up.
Yeah, I think he wakes up in the middle of the night and plays.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I used to do that as a kid. So school's starting up. Got to start getting back to school supplies, and parent-teacher meet and greet night, whatever that is August 5th, I think.
Is that in the calendar already?
Yes. No, not in our calendar, but it's in the school calendar. So I'll add it to our calendar.
Okay, good. I remembered the other two things that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
One is going to be that we were talking about doing a co-ed retreat at the end of the year. And last night we were like, we can't do this because we wanted to go out of town for the week and then do the weekend. And that doesn't work for us because we have Friday pickup and drop off with kids. And we wanted to be able to have people stay with us the way that we're doing it here in Florida. And we wanted to do somewhere on the West Coast of the country, not of Florida, right? So not Gulf Coast, but like California, Oregon, Washington, somewhere out there. I know that we can't do it the way that we wanted to, but we could do a middle of the week thing where we like planned it out far enough in advance that we did like October, November, and we flew out Friday and did Friday, Saturday, Sunday for ourselves, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday retreat, and then left Thursday to come home and pick the kids up and do a co-ed thing. And so that's something that we're currently in the very early developmental stages happening. And that might be at the end of 2025, but it could also be early 2026. So if you guys are interested in a co-ed retreat, keep an eye on tobebetter.com. If you're a member of our Discord, you'll know about it as soon as we do because we post that shit immediately. So if you are not part of our Patreon, you really should be because that's where all the cool kids are. And then the other thing was content. I wanted to talk about what's going on with Voice of the Broken. I think that you should talk about the changes in schedule for you and what you've got going in life. And I think that we should talk about the ghost thing. Just it's like, because early developmental stages, we're talking about. What do
you want me to talk about?
What's going on with your schedule?
What do you mean my schedule?
I'm being vague on purpose, babe, because I don't know if you're ready to talk about that or not.
No, I'm not.
Okay, that's why I was being vague. See?
Okay.
Your husband's got you.
Thank you.
Peaches and I are going to record a 70-page Voice of the Broken episode together. We talked about this recently on another episode. We went to ceremony this weekend. Dad and I was there. We spent a lot of time talking about content and all of that. I'm not giving up Voice of the Broken completely. I'm just putting things on the back burner until I'm ready with internet and able to sit down here and do things the way that I want it to go. So my content creation is going to shift a little bit in terms of what I'm putting out for Voice of the Broken content. I also want to get into interviewing people, not just Deadeye, but having episodes where I interview other men or, we are also trying to get into the live call thing. So if you're in Discord and want to do a live call into the show, there is a thread in Discord for that with a document that you can fill out if you want to, but ultimately it's just going to be us going through and be like, all right, guys, we're going to record Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. You said you wanted to do a live call. Are you available at that time? If you are, we'll set it up so that you can do live calls. All of that's coming in August. It's currently July 21st. So we are moving forward on that when we have internet.
For To Be Better.
Okay. Right, for the live call-in stuff. The live call-in for the Voice of the Broken is something I think I want to do. I just don't know how I would go about it. I do believe the next evolution of everything that we are doing is going to be personalized content instead of one size fits all. Because right now we are doing personalized content through emails, but people are able to relate to it on a personal level. That makes it a whole lot more personal because we can now ask questions. Why did you word it this way?
Right.
And like, do you see the flaws in your logic? Like what you just said was misinterpreted, right? Like you heard us wrong or whatever the case may be. I do believe that's the next evolution of what we're doing. I would also like to start interviewing content creators and having people that have some sort of a following come either on the podcast or just snips, like clips or whatever. We can talk about what they do. I want to be able to start double dipping our follower base into other people's follower bases, but I don't want to do it from a friendship level.
I agree.
Because every single person that we've gotten close to besides Deadeye that is a content creator has not gone. Well, Troy obviously we love Troy.
Buff Bell.
Well, Buff Bell is still happening. So is Deadeye. I guess so. Technically, I guess those two don't count. But we've tried to become very close to a lot of other content creators because they understand how busy the life is. But there's a lot of I don't want to deal with those kind of people.
I get that.
So the ones who are here, but we want to be able to do the thing. And then real quick, I'm going to answer a question. Then we'll start getting in emails unless you've got more housekeeping. This is an email episode. Yes. We will be doing this entire episode to completion, and then we will be doing a private Discord live after this. So if you are a member of the Patreon and you're currently listening, just make sure that you tune back in because we will be doing Q&A. We have cards. We have a recap of the ceremony that we did, and it will not be a replay. This is a Patreon exclusive that will not go anywhere other than Discord, and that's that. So you guys definitely don't want to miss the next live stream. What else you got for housekeeping?
I'm making more notes for my book. I'm having a hard time not changing it again. I'm just trying to continue to make notes and see what fits where.
Yeah.
Like you. I
It'd
want to
be
be
like
angry
that.
and say, you told me to do it. But
you
it was
can-
really good sound advice. And that's just, I don't know, the brat in me.
Yeah. So if you write your chapter because that's what you're feeling about writing about, write the chapter. And then afterwards, just organize the chapters. That's what I did with my last book. I was like, okay, this is the topic. And I fucking wrote my chapter and then I stopped writing for the day. And the next day I was like, here's my new topic. And then afterwards I had to restack things. Chris Chaotic in the chat was here, read this chapter. Where should it go? He helped me organize the chapters of the book. It helps having an external non-biased situation. I'm glad that you're continuing your book. You got 4 months to release it?
Yeah, December 1st is the day I want to.
So less than 4 months.
Right.
Cram time.
I'm not worried about it.
No? Dude, you're
No.
fucking gangster.
I think that
I'd
if
be
it
sweating.
boiled down to it, I could do it in 3 weeks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I am somebody like I'm determined to get things done. And then there's other things where I'm confident in my procrastination and my skills long term. That
Yeah.
if I sit down and dedicate time to it, yeah.
It's crazy how different we are.
Why?
Because I can't procrastinate.
No,
The moment I'm like, I'll get to it later,
Yeah.
it ain't getting done.
I'm not willing to stress myself.
Yeah.
So if I have other things to do and it's not a priority for me in the moment, I've put myself on the deadline before and I haven't died yet.
Yeah. That shit stresses me out thinking about it.
Some of my greatest works have come from 3-day fucking binging Mountain Dew and energy drinks.
Just pure panic. Fucking.
Oh, yeah.
I had an energy
Yep.
drink yesterday and I felt great.
I believe it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I almost cracked one this morning. I was like, you know what? We're not going down that road. Like the one was good. I'll give it a couple of days and what do you got there?
I'm going to show it after you're done speaking.
Okay. I'm done.
Oh,
What is that?
it's a tiny bookshelf.
Oh,
And so far, I have Stranger Things, Worlds Turn Upside Down, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Goosebumps, The Haunted Mask, Diary of a Wimpy Kid,
yeah.
The Twits. It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I didn't choose that one. It just came with it. The Haunted Mask again. I don't know what the fuck that says. Miss Pettigrews Home for Particular Children. Goosebumps, The Haunted Mask a third time. And then the Babysitter's Club and then Cat Kid comic book. I was most excited about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. That was my least favorite of the Wonka movies.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yep. It was my least favorite of the three.
Is that the one with Johnny Depp?
Yep.
I thought the original was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Willy Wonka.
Huh.
Yep.
The original was my favorite.
Yeah.
And then I like the new one with Timothée Chalamet?
Yeah.
I liked how he was in that movie.
Yeah.
He definitely took on like the whimsicalness of what Willy Wonka was. Definitely who he was before he got beat down by the factory industry.
Yeah.
Chocolate factory industry.
Derek in the chat said, if you guys want to do anything in California, I highly recommend going to Laguna Beach. We're going to be doing something in Northern California, either in maybe even Oregon. We want to do redwoods. And if we're going to go out that way, we're going to do it for us to go on vacation and then include a couples retreat at the end of it so that it is a dual purpose thing.
Yeah. What else? Talked about my book. I think I want to, it's going to be a staged photo, but there's a picture that I want to take for the cover of it, but I'm battling between like 4 or 5 different ideas because I don't know what my book is going to be containing yet. It's a lot. Being creative is hard when you can't just decide something.
Yeah. The trick is to just create all of the images
Yeah.
and then pick your favorite. Because the reality of it is taking photos, they're not always going to go exactly as you imagined it in
Yeah.
your head, you know?
And then, there was something else I wanted to, my women's retreat. This is going to be, I'm about to be a mom taking a bunch of children to the water park or something. We're going to Disneyland for the weekend and this is our schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have a pretty written itinerary of what's going on and when. There are conversations and topics that I want to touch on, but they're not going to be longer than 30 or 45 minutes. So if we have a down day, we do something in the morning and we have like a 3 or 4 hour break. I think having conversation sprinkled in throughout the day, anybody who wants to attend it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about this. I didn't realize I enjoyed planning things like this, and I'm having fun.
I think it's because you realize how good our last couple retreat went.
Yeah.
That first couples retreat we did was a fucking huge hit. We got a lot of testimonials back. Ironically enough, it was all the dudes who wrote in.
Really?
Yeah, which kind of blew my mind because I was expecting the women to write in and give their.
Me too.
Yeah, it was all
Okay.
guys. So I believe it was all guys. I remembered the other thing. Am I good to run or are you still going? There's a very strong possibility because again, early developmental stages that there will be haunted content with Peaches and Deadeye. I have an email that came through about a week ago of items that need to be purchased so that we can do EMF readings and all of that shit. And if that happens, the two of us will be traveling to Ohio on a semi-regular basis, and he's going to take us ghost hunting. And by us, I mean I'm going to just be there hanging out in the car with the radio on and the doors locked while Peaches and Deadeye go in.
If you hear screeching, you know it's me.
Yeah, well, I mean, just know that I'm not coming to save you if you guys are being attacked by a demon. I can't fight that. I'm not not Dean and you know, it's just not a thing.
No, I'm going to
Sam
have
and
like a
Dean.
whole, you know how carpenters have their tool belt?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
going to have
some salt, some wrought iron.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made a joke to, who was I think it was Carrie. And we were talking about like spirituality. I'm just going to get away from me. It's going to, I'm excited for that. I dabbled in ghost hunting a little bit.
Yeah.
When I was younger. Yeah, I went out. I bought all of the equipment. I spent like $800. All my friends were like, yeah, we're going to do this. It's going to be so dope. We're going to urban explore and ghost hunt. I bought all my shit and I felt like, I don't know, an adventure kid all dressed up, showing up at the house. Like, all right, guys, we ready? And they're all sitting there smoking weed and, oh, dude, we didn't think you were serious. I was just sitting there with all this equipment, nothing to do. I ended up getting rid of all of it.
I know that I say that I'm not going to go do all that stuff. I know who I am at my core, and I know the moment we get there and we get out of the car, it's go time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to not be involved in that because I also know that we're going to empty abandoned places.
Yeah.
And like the urban explorer in me gets off on that shit. So like I will absolutely be out there doing shit. I want to be behind the camera, not in front of it, because nobody needs to see me get scared by an owl.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole lot of what if I embarrass myself, and I realize it won't be live and I can clip that shit out, but like there doesn't need to be video footage of me being scared like that ever.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to wear, what are these pants called?
Harem pants.
Harem pants. I'm probably going to wear these pants and a diaper underneath. Right? And I think people are going to get a massive kick out of me being scared.
Yeah, probably.
I love being scared. My gosh. Going to like Halloween Horror Nights is one of my like self-care times. It's so fun.
It's funny.
It gets my adrenaline going and I feel alive. Like climbing to the top of that lighthouse. But if you do decide to go into the buildings and like putz around with us, I'm doing like a whole like smudging and where we're going in there protected.
Yeah.
To the best. You are going to carry salt. Just in case you wander off somewhere and.
I ain't wandering off.
Okay.
Not in the dark.
Take it to extreme and give you like a little flute. If you hear something, play this note.
Yeah. So knowing that we are urban exploring while doing this, after falling through that roof, I will never urban explore alone.
Okay. Good call.
Ever. And like even urban exploring with just one other person, I think is a risk. I think it should be a minimum of 3 people, no more than 5, just for, because you're going to be out there making noise and shit if you're in a big group. But there's a very big risk of falling and getting hurt, and 2 people can make it a whole lot easier to carry somebody out than 1 person. So there would be no bouncing around and leaving and doing shit. I'd be with you guys the whole time.
Okay.
And then what was the thing I asked you to remind me of?
Me buying all of my equipment and my friends backing out of it last minute.
So that's happened to me a lot of times. And it's always because I've been a little bit more reckless with my money or been more financially positioned to do things. But you know how many times I've been like, let's buy scooters. And I went and bought my Ruckus and then nobody else bought scooters. Or it's always been a variance of things where like we've gotten super hyped to do something and nobody has ever followed through, because it's great in theory and the idea of it is exciting, but the follow through just isn't there.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that's why I don't want to do the commune thing with anybody but us, because I don't want to buy all this land and expect other people to do their part of it and then them not do it and us just have a bunch of land that's going to waste.
Yeah.
Because I would, if it was just us buying land for us, I would not buy more than 10 acres unless it was budded up to like a natural forest or there was like a big neighborhood next to it. Then I would want to get more land because I'd be able to section it off and sell it as we retire. But I just don't have a whole lot of faith in people. And it's because of things just like that, where you get excited and people share that excitement and then they fucking fizzle out like a bad fart.
Yep. I'm pretty excited for that. Ghost Adventures was a pretty integral part to my development.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Something I've always been interested in. Definitely know the risks of the things that I'm entering into. And some of it's going to be goofy moments. Some of it's going to be like serious moments. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm going to have my own ghost hunting TV show. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Call me Zach Baggins.
Knowing that you're going to be this excited about the ghost hunting thing, like I wasn't expecting it to be that much excitement. Like I'm just going to go put that shit on a credit card. I was going to wait until August because I want to pay the Bronco off. Mm-hmm. But the money's going to get spent either way. It doesn't matter if it gets spent in 2 weeks from now or today. So when we wrap up, I'll go buy all that shit and we can fly to where he lives for like $60.
Oh, hell
and if we
yeah.
just bring a backpack as a carry-on and like they've got all the equipment there, we can just go back and forth. So the first time we fly up, it'll have to be bringing all the equipment that we plan on leaving there and then fly home and then just go back and he'll have everything there while we're there, or we can mail it to him depending on what would be cheaper. Probably mailing would be way cheaper, but whole lot of cool shit happening, guys. We really do want to do a whole lot more than just this. We want to do other forms of content creation because we are goofy, fun people. And I wish the internet could see that side of us.
Me too. And I think branching off into things like this is going to do that.
Yeah, probably.
Miss Pie Gobbler, Mrs., my apologies. We have like gallons of Florida water on the way. That is something that we leaned pretty heavily into.
Agua de Florida. We actually don't.
Is it Agua de Florida or Agua de Florida?
Agua de Florida. We don't have gallons. They called me while I was outside with Carlos and said that the big bottles I ordered were out of stock. So we have a bunch of little bottles coming.
I'm okay with that.
And we have the yellow bottles of Florida water that we bought off of Amazon coming too. So those will be, I think those will probably be here tomorrow. And I think the other, like the high end bottles that we bought will be here.
The yellow ones are dyed.
Yeah, they have yellow dye in it.
Yeah, so that's for, what is that for?
Cleansing. So like if you're serving hape, you'll want to, what you can use that to clean off the end of your hape.
Okay. The other
there's
one,
also alcohol in it. The blue one is a witch hazel base,
which you can use on your skin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the other one, the high end one that we have is the one that you're going to want to spray on you. So like if we're in ceremony and you want to spray yourself, the yellow dye on your skin's not going to kill you. Fruit Loops are going to fuck you up more than that because you're ingesting it. But
Doritos.
Yeah, it's better we're trying to be organic. So we're really going to do the organic thing.
I hate that. I mean, I love that. What?
I hate that. I hate it too. I want fucking brownies. Like,
no, I meant all of the little tiny bottles coming.
Yeah.
But like, I love it because I like seeing the quantity of things.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like I'm rich.
It also lets us know when we have to reorder.
That's true.
So
that's very true.
And when we go places and do things, we can bring the Florida water with us. So
I can carry it all in this.
We could. It's technically a medicine bag. So
very excited for that.
All right, we've been bullshitting for about 40 minutes.
Okay.
This is going to be a long episode.
Guess so.
Yep, let's run it.
All right. This one is titled, Patreon, he's tired of fighting, but he's the only one combating. I know, very intriguing.
That's not possible.
Right.
You can't have a fight on a one-sided thing. You have
you would just have to walk away.
Yeah, you'd have one person being irate, or you could be the aggressor, but if the other person's not engaging, it's not a fight. It's hostility. There's a difference there. Speaking of Patreon, guys, if you are a member of our Patreon and you send an email, those emails get priority. And if you're a member of our Patreon and we read your email and you would like to do a live call and you're part of our Discord, that could be something that's facilitated in the future as well. So when you send your email in, put in there Patreon member, and then like at the top line, I am okay with a live call if that's something that you're interested in doing. And then as the email screeners do their phenomenal job, we can figure that shit the fuck out.
Okay.
Go team.
Yes.
Mental high five. Good.
You want to get food after this?
I want to get food right now. I'm fucking starving.
All right, word. Let's go.
That moringa shake this morning did not do it.
No, those things fill me up quick.
They're so good. I didn't like the first time I drank the moringa and the shake. I was like, this is, it's like a almondy almost. Like
I can't taste it.
I can't either now.
Yeah.
But the first one I had, I didn't like. I love that shit now.
Palpable.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite words.
Palpable.
Yeah. Palpable.
You know what we need to do next?
What's that?
Is go out there and get some of that African hibiscus cranberry and put that in with our moringa. We're going to be like a walking superfood ingested thing.
We're gonna be mitochondrias, babe.
Yeah.
We're gonna be powerhouses.
The powerhouse of the cell. That's funny.
I know there's a nucleus in there, right?
Seventh
There's
grade.
the mitochondria.
I have the things that I've studied at length and
There's
a whole
the
lot of shit I don't remember.
Ribbon thing. I really only
The
remember the
ribbon thing is
mitochondria.
DNA.
No, not like the. There's like it looks like a piece of bacon smashed, like a raw piece of bacon, like with the ribbon inside of the cell. I can't remember what it's called.
Well, that's the thing. All right,
Oh, see, nucleus. I was right.
let's do the email and then order food because I don't want the food to come and us have to eat while we're recording.
Just call me Bill Nye. All right, my boyfriend and I haven't been dating very long, only since February.
And it's July, so
This
you're
was
right.
sent June 2nd.
Okay.
We may have moved a little too quick. Circumstances in life left both of us relying on a stranger we just met.
Okay, that is a cop out.
I agree with that.
You took an easy solution. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on yet. Let's assume it's because they moved in together, right? That is an easy solution. Things are new. It's fun. We're in the roommate phase. The sex is great right now.
Yeah.
We still like being around each other. Their touch doesn't make my fucking skin crawl yet. Like,
Their breathing doesn't annoy me.
right. I can listen to her chew all day long, right? It ain't gonna be that way in 6 months. You're in the lust phase right now.
Yeah.
But that's a much easier solution with finances than it is to get another job or do the other hard things.
Right.
When people make decisions like that, you are taking the easy way. So word it that way.
Yeah, I really wonder what the circumstances are that left them. Like, are you orphaned?
We might get it in the email.
Is your whole family dead and you have no friends?
Damn, that went dark quick.
Well, like, I'm wondering, like, that's like,
You still have options though. You having a family or friends shouldn't impact the way you live your life as an adult.
yeah. Well, she said due to life circumstances, it came to us relying on a stranger we just met. So we don't know what they were relying on, like moving in. Is it financial stress? Is it emotional stress?
Right. Well,
Like, so you literally had nobody else in your life that you had to lean on this stranger.
Right.
I'm also just pointing out the wording.
yeah, the stranger I think is him though.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like it's them they are each other's stranger.
Right.
Okay.
So that's why I went like, is your whole family dead?
Right. Okay. That makes sense. But hopefully she gets into what the circumstances were.
Yeah. Me too. I hope so.
Because like if it was, I was in a motorcycle accident and I'm paralyzed from the neck down.
My family's 10,000 miles away.
My statement is still factual. I just wouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry that happened to you. That's horrible. You know, you could have gotten I don't know. I would have given you a very different statement.
Yeah. So for all of us wondering, I described that ribbon cell thing. I am being informed it's the Golgi. It looks like apparatus.
Where the fuck? Oh, in the picture? I was like, where are you seeing that at? The chat. The chat is where it's at, guys.
Yes. Okay, continuing on.
Ha! That should be our next shirt.
What?
The chat is where it's at.
I like it.
And then that'll be our Discord release for the month, the Patreon release.
Let's see. Neither of us have a social circle or family to fall back on. We were both in a tough spot financially when we met and thought, let's be roommates.
There it is.
Everything was great for a while until our first disruption.
Called that.
Oh, look. So if we just kept reading.
Roll. I mean, that was, I assumed that's where it was going to go because that's very common.
Mm-hmm.
So my initial assessment is actually like spot on.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this, and I'm saying this with my full chest. If you are over the age of 18 years old and you are trying to live your life as an adult, you don't need a backup plan of people.
Yeah.
You need to be self-sufficient. Whether that means working 2 jobs or 3 jobs, or if that means selling off the shit you don't need, if it means not having a cell phone, if it means eating ramen, you need to have a source of income that allows you to take care of yourself. It is not your family's responsibility to take care of you. It's not somebody else's responsibility to take care of you. Mm. So what I said earlier about it being easier because you both make a little bit of money versus you getting a second job, you took the easy way out. Nobody wants to work. I fucking get it. I don't like working. I like this. This doesn't feel like work. This feels like me talking to my wife. and helping people. But like, if I had to go back to work at the tattoo shop, I'd be fucking miserable.
Oh gosh, I couldn't imagine doing 50 piercings in a day again.
Right.
Yeah.
Or working 70 to 8 hours a week.
Yeah.
And actually being there from open to close and doing, I don't want to ever do that again. I'm good. But if I had to do that again to not lose everything, I would do that in a heartbeat. And I would be damned if I'm relying on somebody else to take care of me. I'm an adult. I have a really hard time with people who don't work.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
You're expecting other people to support your lifestyle. How is that fair to them? And then in the event that somebody's like, I'm not doing that for you, now they're the bad guy.
Right. So that was going to be my next question. Like they said, they have no social circle and they don't have any family to fall back onto.
Right.
Is it that you don't have a social circle or you didn't have somebody who wanted to move in with you?
Or give you money.
Right. Is it you don't have family to fall back on, or are they tired of enabling?
Yep.
Right. So saying the truth sometimes sucks and sometimes it puts you in a quote unquote bad light. I think that bad light is just people judging their own things about themselves that they don't like and projecting it onto you.
Absolutely.
Everyone does bad shit.
We just talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
In depth with this whole fucking baseball cheating thing. Or not baseball, but the Coldplay
The
concert
Coldplay concert.
Yeah.
I saw that video the first time and like he ducked down away from her and she turned away and I was like, what did you expect?
I didn't even watch the video.
Yeah, well, I saw it pop up and I was like, this is stupid. I didn't realize it was gonna blow up the way that it did.
Yeah.
But people adore Johnny Cash and June Carter. They were an affair.
Yeah. In the beginning, there was some infidelity happening.
Right.
Yeah.
So the shit happens. Is it right? No. Does it hurt people? Yes. It's not the end of life.
Yeah. I thought about that yesterday too after I made that TikTok about that whole situation. And of course somebody's like, it's not that deep, bro. Like it is that deep because you're not thinking about it. What most people aren't thinking as you're sharing those memes and posting that over social media and like continuing to drag this on, the person that was in that relationship that was hurt and betrayed, their entire world is this meme right now.
They
like
found her on Facebook and now they're blasting, oh, she already changed her last name and all of that shit. Yeah. You know, it blows my mind what internet sleuths are capable of, but we're not putting that energy into finding children who were sex trafficked.
Right. That's what was my TikTok yesterday. And people got mad about it. There were people in my comments who were like, I can't believe you're making this something a big deal. Just let people have their fun. Like we're all aware of these
so
other
the distractions.
That's exactly it.
Go ahead. Keep putting your head in the sand, you fucking ostrich.
Yep.
I also want to say, right, so we do a lot of devil's advocate and give other perspectives to situations like how we just did with the family situation and the friend situation. If it is truly accurate that you have no friends, you are alone every damn day and you are just on your phone doom scrolling TikTok and on Facebook and watching YouTube and you haven't talked to your family in 7 years and they don't know what state you're in, I get it.
What do you get?
Why this was a thing? Why they came to this agreement to be roommates so soon?
Okay.
Especially as a woman. If I had nobody in my life and I'm struggling, or I would also be working my ass off, I'm willing to sleep in a park. I got nothing against falling asleep under the stars.
Yeah.
Make money, sign up for $10 Planet Fitness, take showers in there when I need it. I would work myself back up. But if I wasn't that person, being who I was 10 years ago, I would go right into that. Somebody to take care of me. I don't have to worry about half of this shit anymore.
Right.
Make my life easy. Let's go.
Because it's easy.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are listening, the moment you are not okay paying your bills or you're getting to the point where you're living paycheck to paycheck and you're only putting enough, your leftover money in your gas tank and you hope to God that you're able to get back and forth to work next week, you need to reprioritize your life. It's time to do some time management audits and find another fucking job or find a different job instead of working 2 jobs. Something's got to change because living like that, you're going to get so far behind eventually, you're not going to be able to catch up. There's going to be credit card default. There's going to be, you know what I mean? Like there's a whole lot of things that happen from that and people are okay with just squeaking by.
Yeah.
I don't fucking get it. I really don't fucking get it.
I've been listening to you guys for about a year now, along with a few other podcasts to help me learn healthier ways of communicating how I'm feeling instead of acting on impulsive behaviors driven by emotion. I love that.
Me too.
I view that as self-care, elevating yourself to not be a reaction, but to be a response and level-headed. You are going to have such an increase in quality of life in the people around you.
It's a hell of a statement, babe.
Why do you say that?
Can you just say it again? You say it again. That you believe. Say it again. It was a self-care thing.
Yeah, that elevating your mind above being a reaction, but being a response is a form of self-care in my mind. Because it improves the quality of life around you and the people around you.
That's really fucking smart.
Thank you.
Like when you really think about that, I never put that together.
Yeah.
That is the evolution of peace.
Yeah.
So you can say that doing all the dirty work and the ugly of changing who you are, even though it's hard, is a form of self-care.
Yeah, I'm loving me. I clean my kids off when they get muddy. So why wouldn't I do that to my mental health and my soul?
Yeah, that's good, babe. That was good.
Thank you.
Never correlated the two. I've always viewed the self-growth journey as an ugly dragging yourself across your belly in the mud while somebody's firing an AK-47 over the barbed wire that you're climbing under, like in Full Metal Jacket, where they're in the mud crawling underneath there in boot camp and they're firing. Oh wait, it might have been Heartbreak Ridge. It was Heartbreak Ridge.
Oh,
Clint Eastwood.
Saving Private Ryan.
They're laying underneath that barbed wire and they're crawling and they were like, "Sergeant, is that live ammo?" And he's like, "This will be real live ammo in the field." Pa 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 pa. Like, damn. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
For me, it's always been, well, it started like that. And then I transitioned my mind to when I help people through their shit, I'm not treating them like that. So if I'm willing to hold their hand and comfort them, why wouldn't I do that to myself?
You know what I just thought about?
What's that?
The way that we parent is the way that we coach.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
Because you are much gentler than I am.
I raise my voice sometimes.
Right. No, but okay, look. Let's be real here.
Okay.
Little man fucking come running around the corner. We've been telling him for 4 fucking years now to stop running in the house.
Yes.
And they have fallen on this hard ass tile
Multiple
over and over
times.
again. And every time, the first couple of times we're like, "See, this is why we told you not to fall on the floor or run in the house." Da da da. He came hauling ass out his room, hit that wet tile because you had just mopped, and he ate shit hard. Hit his elbow, landed on his tailbone.
On his ass, yeah.
Yeah, and he started crying. I'm like, "What are you crying for?" And he's like, "I fell." I was like, "You were running in the house?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I won't hear that shit then. You broken?" He's like, "Nope." And I was like, "You can suck the fuck up, dude. Like, we have told you over and over again to stop running in the house." And he stopped crying. He pulled himself together. Yeah. And I was like, "You can slow down in the house?" He's like, "Yeah, he won't. He's going to keep running."
Yeah, he is.
It's going to take a big injury. Yeah. That's what it took for me. It took my cousin. Did I ever tell you about the beanbag thing in the house?
No, I don't
Oh
think
my
so.
God. This is what stopped us from running in the house.
Okay.
We had a house that had it had to have been a 50-foot strip from the front door to the back door. It was like a shotgun house, but it was all Italian tile when we were a kid. My mom got a huge settlement and bought a big house that she couldn't afford to keep.
I've heard about that, yeah.
Okay, so when we had that house, we had these giant bean bags, and we'd put them in the middle of the house, and we'd start at the front door, and we'd run as fast as we could, and we'd jump on them and slide across the house.
Oh, no.
Especially when they had just done the floors.
Did you go through a window or something?
No, my cousin ran and jumped and overshot the beanbag and caught the corner of his chin on a piece of tile, and it peeled the fucking skin back. They told us before, because we were 80 latch kids, right? So like, I was home alone at 6 and 7 years old. That was normal for me. We had to have been in like the 8, 9, 10 range. They left and looked us both in the face and was like, "Before we leave, don't you be sliding on the beanbags when we're not here." The moment they walked out the door, we were like, "Beanbags? Fuck yeah." Because that wasn't a thought. Like, you planted that thought. They probably weren't even out in the neighborhood yet before he got hurt.
I bet they didn't even start the car.
They were out of the driveway. We were checking because we didn't want to get in trouble.
Oh my gosh.
So as soon as they were out the driveway, beanbags came out and we were running, and it was the first jump. Like, we didn't even get a second slide. Like, that happened and that was the end. But we did kitchen towels instead of paper towels when we were kids. So like, if you ate, you got a kitchen towel. It was way easier to recycle and clean your towels versus Bounty. But that towel that he had on was completely red with blood by the time they got home. I think that was probably the first time I ever seen Joey get spanked. He was in trouble for that. Yeah. Yep. So I don't run in the house anymore because
did we just peel it and cut it? Like,
no, he got stitches. I think they might have actually given him butterfly stitches. He bled a lot.
I would have walked in that house, seen him sitting there with that bloody towel, walked back out and screamed.
Oh, he got in a lot of trouble. We were both in trouble. I think I got spanked for it too, and I didn't even get to slide. I think I got in trouble for it too.
I think I would have spanked you too.
I didn't do shit. I didn't have the opportunity.
You agreed.
I got
you
punished
enabler
for the thought of having fun. Yep.
God, he scalped his throat.
Yep.
Our son came running around the corner, and I heard him crying. I was like, "What happened?" And he was like, "I fell." And I was like, "How'd you fall?" And he was like, "I slipped on the tile." And you're like, and you went, "Were you running?" And he was like, "I was like, that's what you get."
Yep. But that's not
I comfort him though.
right. But,
I give him a
right.
hug.
You still do, but that is our coaching styles too.
Yeah.
Like, you still get to the point of no nonsense. It just takes you longer to get there than me.
Yeah. I have a lot of grace.
Yeah. I have understanding, but I don't have sympathy for your choices.
Yeah.
You can't be the victim for the choices that you've made. You've made those choices. So me calling you on it, it's not me being nasty or being like, fuck you, idiot. It's me pointing out that this is all you choice.
Yeah.
Right. And in that situation, it was their choice. Regardless of what their financial situation was that made them move in together, it was their choice. Whether they did something at work and got fired or their company had cutbacks and they were let go. What did you thinking about the
I'm
chin thing
thinking about
still?
the chin thing and it made me nauseous. My throat feels funny. You remember that first time I scratched Lilo's throat and she went,
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now.
It's funny because we both got big. I think the chin thing is normal. I think like most people end up with, I can't say everybody, but everybody that gets like major face wounds, it's always the chin. You don't have a scar on your chin?
Nope. The worst I'd done was put my teeth through my lip.
Yeah. I had my braces get stuck in my lips.
Yeah, I've
I
had that happen.
got punched in the mouth when I had braces. That was not a
I
fun
don't
thing.
think I've ever had anything happen to my face besides my eyebrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the chin thing. I always thought that was from an eyebrow piercing.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to tell people, because I got my eyebrow pierced when I was like 14 years old, so I didn't take care of it properly. My body was also rejecting it.
Eyebrow piercings are stupid.
Yeah. So it was hanging on by a thread. And one minute I woke up and it was just out of my face. But I would tell people I got into a fight.
It's funny how that works, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
That eyebrow scar is such a common thing with Gen X.
Yeah.
Like, so you see somebody with that.
Really?
Yeah, you know it's an eyebrow piercing scar.
I have a scar from a lip piercing over here too.
Yeah. Only piercing scars I have is my bridge.
Yeah, I see your bridge.
Well, it's been pierced 17 times.
Yeah, I also see your lip hole, even through your beard.
Well, that's because you know it's there.
Yeah. All right. I was diagnosed with all sorts of psychological disorders when I was 12. General anxiety disorder, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, depression, and 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with low-range autism.
So I wonder how many of those other diagnoses are actually diagnoses or if that was all just symptoms of your autism.
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
Yeah, a lot of them get crossed over.
Yeah. And the amount of doctors that are going to give you a different diagnosis because that's what they specialize in.
Yes.
It makes them easy. Yeah.
They did say low-range autism.
Yeah.
Like their autism has a transfer case? I suppose so.
Yeah. They drop that bitch in low and become borderline. 4 low.
Hey.
4x4 autism. Let's go.
Ah!
Be like that redneck in Avatar. Get some. The shooter.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Get some. Get some. Get some.
I was so glad when he died. I love that we can show a bit of our psychotic when talking about movies, but if we ever said that shit in real life, we'd go to jail.
I was so glad when he died. Yeah, you can't say that shit in real life. People would be real offended.
Yeah. Unless it was a,
Yep, don't do it.
you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Jack said, four-wheel fixation. Ironic because my autism makes it really hard to maintain traction in thought.
That's funny. I also wonder with all of those diagnoses, thank you for not commenting on it.
Actually, I think that's the right word.
Is it?
Yep.
I thought it was diagnoses.
No, it's diagnoses. You were right with what you said.
Hell yeah. So
It's been fun watching you go diagnosi and all of that shit, though. Just been letting it ride.
wait, so it's not diagnosis.
No, it's diagnoses or however you worded that. It's the proper term. Diagnoses.
Bitch, you've known this whole
I
time.
have.
No, I'm sorry. Fucker, you've known this whole time. I'm so sorry the bitch just slipped out.
I don't care. It's funny. Yes, I've known this entire time.
You've just been sitting over there giggling at me because you think it's cute.
I do. I do. Yep.
Do you? Okay. So I'm okay with it because you think it's cute, but you don't think I'm stupid, right?
No.
Okay. Awesome.
No.
Cool. Cool. So with all of that going on, how much have you deep dive in healing it
All right.
and coping with it?
Always a good question.
All right. Okay, sorry, that was a giggle because somebody posted something funny in the chat that you're not privy to because you're not a part of it. Remember that ad that played earlier? Go check that out. I've lived my life walking on eggshells and catering to the feelings of others out of fear of upsetting someone and me being the reason. So she said, I've lived my life walking on eggshells and catering to the feelings of others out of fear of upsetting someone and me being the reason. You will never live your life because you are always going to piss off somebody.
Yep. Other people's responses to you ain't shit. Like, it's not a you problem.
Yeah. I worked as a waitress at a restaurant, and one of my customers complained about me to my boss because she didn't like the way that I looked at her.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Right? It really doesn't matter how you exist. Somebody's always going to be upset by you. So I know I pay way too close attention to changes in behaviors and attitudes, tones, and words being used. That is a survival mechanism.
It is.
And that is, from my understanding, developed in childhood due to there being a right answer and there being a wrong answer.
At the base of it, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But it gets worse when you are forced to try to give that right answer and you can't come up with it.
Yeah.
You start walking on eggshells and trying to formulate, how can I make this person happy so that I'm safe?
Yeah. Continuing, my attention to those details will trigger these anxious thoughts that, if left with no direction, will send my mind into a spiral of these overwhelming emotions that I have a hard time controlling. Talk about it. My husband sighs.
Yep.
And I'll be like, you good?
Yep, all the time.
What was that? I'll ask you a question. You'll be like, yeah. And I'll be like, are you upset right now? You're like, nope, just sitting here. I'll be like, all right, cool. And then we'll go back to our individual things as we sit next to each other. I am somebody who also had to survive that way for a while.
So did I.
So I understand that anxiety and that panic of, and oh, fuck, what did I do? What's going to happen? On the other side of all of that is, if you're with somebody who is safe and isn't going to, you've already asked me that this week. You're so needy. Quit fucking asking me questions. All of those negative things. And I think to a certain extent that can become abusive. If somebody is trying to work through their traumas and triggers and they start getting angry about those traumas and triggers, I think it's going to further traumatize the person.
Can you elaborate on why that would traumatize them further so I understand?
So and this is from my experience, when I try to talk about things that happened to me or try to convey about like how what somebody just did made me feel a certain way, they became angry and irate, and it was my fault that I felt that way. And it furthered well, I'm just a piece of shit. I don't matter. But it also mimicked a lot of things that happened earlier in life. So
see, for me, that's where the shutting down and not talking about things comes in.
yeah.
Like that's the bottling it up that men do because we don't want it thrown back in our face, or we're not able to work through the thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked, because that's where my head went and yours went to increased trauma, and I was not able to go there. This is the perception of the reality. Like we all have our own lived perspectives of things. So hearing your perspective of the way that you have lived and it's recessed for you and it's created more trauma. It didn't create more trauma for me. The trauma that happened for me was when the thing that I was talking about happened.
Yeah.
The suppression of talking about those things now becomes prevalent because I'm clearly not cared about. Like my well-being doesn't matter to anyone as long as everyone else is okay. I'm good. That's where that comes in. So it's the suppression. It's good that we have these conversations.
Yeah.
It is a new perspective of things.
Somebody in the chat said, I'm starting to think my mind is that of a man's. I disagree with that. It's just life experience.
Yep.
And the way that you process things and how your mind protects you. On the other side of feeling that way is communication with a safe person. Like I was saying, if you're not with somebody who cares about you and is willing to be patient and have grace with you and understanding, you're going to continue to feel that way. And you need to be able to stand up for yourself and say, I'm not going to tolerate this in my life anymore. There is a certain level of, I believe that people are entitled to things, and compassion is one of those.
So we've said since the beginning of the podcast that your healing journey is your responsibility and not other people's, and other people can't heal you. And I am now able to retract that statement because I have found an exception.
Yeah.
You cannot have exposure therapy in a situation like this unless you have somebody that you can talk to work through and learn that trust. Because if you are somebody that has had to bottle it up and you're not able to talk to people and you learn to shut down and you have become that person that we've been talking about this entire time, until you find a safe person that you're able to have those talks with over and over again, you're not going to learn how to effectively communicate or feel safe doing so.
Right.
So in that situation, you do need somebody that's emotionally regulated to be able to help you find the internal strength to overcome that. Would you like me to go get you a hair tie?
No, I have a hair tie. I'm doing this because Zach roasted me and I'm trying to see if I can get the...
Oh, to look like the kid from Sandlot?
Did I get it?
Yeah, I'm pretty close. You should look at the TV and do it, though.
Damn, you right. Shut up. That's funny.
Anyways, cut that. Let's get back to it.
Why did you do this to me?
I didn't do this. They did it. You're the one that mentioned the Green Mile. You did it. They brought up Sandlot. I was just trying to
be a part of my interest. Thanks, babe.
I got you. I'm going to go blow my nose while you cry. I have a boogie.
Remember what I said about the quality of life and the quality of people around you improving when you work on yourself and go through all of that dirty shit? That walking on eggshells is going to go away when you increase the quality of yourself and the quality of people in your life.
Right.
She said, anxious thoughts, if left with no direction, will send my mind to a spiral of these overwhelming emotions that I have a hard time controlling. What are you doing to control them?
Right.
Are you separating yourself from the situation? Are you saying, babe, banana, I need 15 seconds. I love you. I'm going to go in the other room and cry for 15 minutes.
Right.
And then when I come back, I'm going to be composed and I want to finish this conversation with you because I love you and this relationship matters to me. If he follows you after you say that and he's still trying to argue, that's a different conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or her. Women do it too. Oh, okay. I'm going to go on a whole little side rant. Women, if you purposely walk off seeing if he will chase you or follow you. I've seen so many TikToks of women setting up the phone in the bedroom and then slamming the bedroom door and sitting on the bed and waiting for him to come in and getting upset that he doesn't. You walked away. I'm not even chasing my children down when you walk away from me. When you're ready to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. Love you. And they'll go.
If you set up your phone and slam the door, you would be sitting there on record until the time limit ran out. How am I supposed to know you're angry? Like, unless we were fighting, because in those situations, they're slamming the door to see if the man will come in and check on him. I'm going to assume the wind caught the door and it slammed because we don't slam doors in this house.
Yeah. No, we don't. I was one of those women. I would walk off and slam a door, and then when he didn't come after me, I'd get mad about it. You don't love me. You're supposed to come in here and comfort me. You're supposed to love me. I cry a lot, but not just when I'm sad. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm mad. I cry when I'm frustrated or flustered. I just cry. It's my body's response to these overwhelming emotions that feel so extreme. It's something that I'm having a really hard time controlling, and I'm not even understanding how to prevent myself from crying. But over the past year, since I have been actively seeking ways to better my mental health and learning to communicate on them rather than act on them, those feelings don't seem so overwhelming, or they didn't until recently. She added a bunch of periods, so, or they didn't, ... until recently.
It's the pause.
It is the pause. It's the anticipation. I love that movie.
I know.
Continuing, I'm not blaming my boyfriend for me not being able to get a grip on my feelings. I do, however, feel as if he's seeing my feelings as an inconvenience and that I annoy him when I tell him how something he did or didn't do hurt my feelings. Okay, so I want to pause there. Are these different conversations every time that they happen? Or are you bringing up the same instance over and over again because you feel like it's not resolved?
You want some real honesty?
What's
some real
that?
brutal honesty?
Yeah.
That shit's fucking annoying to people.
What?
When you're overly emotional all the fucking time.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in a relation, nobody wants to be around a depressed, chaotic, fucking anxious mess all the time.
Like a Tasmanian devil, but emotionally.
Right. People get into relationships with people because they bring some sort of enjoyment into their life. If you have to live your life as your person's therapist, they're not going to want to fucking be there anymore.
Right.
If you and I were in the relationship that we were in and one of us became a depressed mess, we would try to help each other. But if that became the new normal and our entire existence was depression, this marriage would not work.
No.
Nobody wants to be around somebody who's always a fucking mess.
Not only would it not work, it would be a massive detriment to both of our mental health.
Right.
Like we would begin dragging each other backwards.
So in this situation, not knowing any of it, he could be getting tired of the shit. If every time you guys have a problem, it's not a normal conversation, it becomes a big ass fucking conflict, it is annoying.
Right.
We don't want to deal with that shit all the time. You're an adult. You should be able to have a normal civil conversation about what's going on with yourself, express your emotions, use I versus you statements, do the whole thing, and not scream and yell and be nasty towards each other. We don't argue. Like,
No, we don't.
We have mild disagreements, but we never had a huh?
They're mowing.
I know. They are mowing.
You think it's picking up? You're right. We don't scream and yell at each other and all of those kinds of things. I do cry during conversations. That's one of those things that my body just does the same way as the emailer. Cry over stupid things.
Right.
Things that make me happy. I will think about a memory and make myself cry. In those conversations, though, I am not elevated. My body's just leaking. It's a physical purge of my body processing what's going on in the moment. And you don't get frustrated with me about it. I'm not throwing it in your face, you made me cry. It's just what's happening right now. And you've gotten to a point where you understand that I'm not upset because I'm crying. It's just something that my body does.
Right, but like you said, you cry while you're happy too.
Yeah.
The first time you cried in front of me, I was like, fuck. Here we go. That was my honest, like, internal reaction. Like,
wow,
she's about to manipulate me with tears. Because I don't like seeing women cry. Like, it's a hard thing for me. And that is a go-to thing for women because they know that men don't like to see them cry. There are a lot of women out there who can make themselves cry on contact, like just to do it. Mm-hmm. And it is a form of manipulation. But seeing you cry over all the other things that you cry over, I know that it's just a visceral response from your body, and that's the way that you deal with things. If you got hysterical and started crying and calling me names and throwing shit and being irrational and like being like a bad 90s movie, mm-hmm. I wouldn't deal with that shit.
Yeah.
So there was the first couple cries because I hadn't witnessed the crying because of happy tears yet. Like that took time in our relationship to come about. Mm-hmm. That was something I had to learn. Nobody wants to be around crazy, depressive fucking people all the time. It's just not worth it to us.
Right.
So if your boyfriend is getting sick of the shit, there's a reason for it. Mm-hmm. It's not just that you're crying.
Yeah.
I believe that. And I don't know the emailer. I have no idea. I'm not there, but I truly believe that it's not just that you're crying because people just crying is not that big of a deal.
Right. And they haven't been together for that long either.
Right.
So if you are coming to him and you didn't do this and it makes me feel this way, right? Like, bring me flowers on Wednesdays. And he's forgotten 2 weeks in a row, but he's remembered 3 weeks before that, and it gets brought up again and you're upset and emotional about it. I would be annoyed too. Like, what about the other 3 weeks? You knew the last 2 Wednesdays I've been really going through it. I acknowledged it. I apologized. I cooked dinner that night. We watched your favorite movie. I felt like I did something to make up for that, but you're still upset. Right? And that's, I'm not saying that's what he said in a really perfect world, that would be the response. But if he's feeling attacked and he's not able to verbalize, well, what about all of the other times that I did remember? Where is the grace? That I feel like that's a gridlock conversation.
Yeah. I actually see that as manipulation.
Yeah.
In that situation specifically where you said that they didn't bring the flowers the other Wednesdays, the 2 Wednesdays, but they did before, and they did something to make up for it, like making dinner or trying to do something. I think at that point, that argument is coming up to try to get attention.
I agree.
It is creating conflict where conflict doesn't need to be. Mm-hmm. Life doesn't need to be about flowers and chocolates.
Right.
That's not what life is. Life is about living in the moment and loving each other.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need gifts to show love or to feel like you've been loved, there's other ways to do that. It's the candy bar from the store when you go, grabbing you a bag of trail mix unexpectedly. Like it's if you need expensive gifts or something very specific to feel loved, that I would think that stems from trauma.
Yeah.
The only way I feel loved is if you buy me flowers. That's insane.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now if it's a new conversation every time, right? You're on this healing path, you're growing, and you're lifting up rocks and you're discovering new triggers. You're discovering new traumas and you're trying to bring it into the relationship so you guys can be on the same page. He understands why there may be a reaction, or you go quiet in a moment because you discovered this new thing about you and he doesn't want to hear it. That's not your man. Every time I discover something new within me, or I'm triggered by something, or I think of something that traumatized me that I blacked out, I tell you, I'm in a weird headspace because I realized this about me today, or I've been thinking about this for the last week and it hasn't gone away, so it's starting to bother me. You need to be aware of what's going on with me.
I think if you're stacking that on top of being hysterical crying and like combative in the moment,
I agree.
And like that, it's not a matter of that not being her man, it's that she needs to heal.
Yeah.
And in that situation, maybe she needs somebody that's going to be a little bit more compassionate. Mm-hmm. So maybe you're right that it's not her man or whatever, but
Yeah.
I have a hard time with the emotional hysteria.
I agree. And I actually just scrolled back up. The title of the email says he's tired of fighting, but he's the only one combating. I view that as combative behavior.
I believe everything that she's laid out that she does is combative behavior.
Yeah.
I think the crying like that is combative. If she's getting hysterical, right? If she's just crying and her body's leaking, it's not the same thing.
Right. But crying, yelling, being
never.
erratic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, continuing. We're now in this cycle of my feelings getting hurt. He gets angry because I'm crying and feels like I'm making everything to be his fault. And in return, I cry even more because now I'm feeling like he doesn't care about me hurting.
Well, okay, so
I would really love an example.
I would too. Because in the event that you say, you never blah, 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 or you always blah, 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 and you're making statements that are, okay, you're a liar. Not you lied to me. Mm-hmm. You're saying things that attack my character.
Right.
Of course I don't give a shit about how you're feeling because you just started a fight.
Right. You're not talking about a situation. You're talking about me.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not having a conversation about what you feel anymore. You're having a conversation about what the fuck I did.
And how I'm flawed.
And how I'm the problem. Mm-hmm. Not I'm upset right now because something happened the other day, blah, blah, blah. Like, there has to be a proper way to word what you're going through to not make it an attack and not make it a definitive statement.
Right.
And when you figure out how to talk to people that way, all of your conversations will change.
Yes. And on the flip coin, if he truly is just an asshole and you are taking everything from therapy and from the podcast and you're using I statements and you're trying to make it more about how you feel about the situation and finding a solution versus attacking him and being hysterical, do you really want to be with somebody like that?
Right. It's a good question.
Right. Do you really want to put yourself in a situation on your growth journey? And it sounds like you're still very early on with all of your
Healing.
Yeah, that's a good word. I wouldn't be willing to put myself in that detriment because I just happen to love somebody. Or even out of proximity. They moved in together due to finances. We can be roommates. You're not going to come and sleep in my bed anymore.
Right.
We're not waking up to good morning texts. Yeah.
I think it's more roommates than love.
Yeah.
I think that all of this is very important. And like what you just mentioned, the other side of that is if he is actually doing it and all that. The problem is we can't assume that we honestly, as a podcast and what we do for a living, we cannot even assume that people are using I versus you statements correctly. Because every single time we've done something in person where we've been like, give us an example of I versus you, it's fucking wrong.
It is. It's still a you statement.
It becomes one. It starts off with I feel like because you
Yeah.
That's not an I versus you statement. It started that way, but it ended in an attack. You have to learn to properly talk to people.
100%. You also need to learn how to receive things from people without taking it personally.
Right. Absolutely.
A big part of communication is understanding.
Not being reactive.
Yeah.
That being okay. So what you just said makes a whole lot of sense too, because in the event that the understanding needs to be there and we have a level of some sort of understanding in the way that we're supposed to be communicating, if both people have done a little bit of research on I versus you, and you say some shit like, I always feel like because you always blah, 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 you can be like, hey, I know you were trying to make an I statement there, but that statement felt like an attack. Were you trying to attack me, right? Because now we're having an understanding conversation. I need you to elaborate on that versus me being reactive because you made a you statement and now I feel like I'm being attacked.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to be at the same place of a healing journey. It does take two people to have communication, and one person can be that motherfucker when it comes to communication, and the other person's not able to hear it. There's a whole lot that goes into that. I do think that there's a whole lot of people that are together that aren't on the same page.
I agree.
They're not mentally on the same level, and that creates a whole lot of problems.
Yeah.
And this is why you don't move in with somebody in the first 6 months of knowing them or a year of knowing them.
I took some advice from a podcast I heard that said to ask your partner to repeat what you said. When I did this and tried to correct him by repeating what I actually said versus what he heard, he didn't even want to listen to what I was saying. He will just repeat what he said. I try my best to not use accusing phrases that will make him feel like a target, but I cannot control the way he interprets my words, even when I'm saying everything perfectly.
You want to touch on that from a BPD standpoint, or you want me to do it? I think you should do it. Because we had a situation like this that was caught on video.
So I would rather you talk about that because that was a you situation.
Well, you can give a different example. We have a lot of them.
I think that's a good one though. I think you should touch on that.
Well, okay, let's touch on that, what he hears versus what you say, and asking him to repeat it back. If he repeats back something that's not what you said and you want to clarify that, you can't say that's not what I said.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter if that's not what you said. That's what they heard.
Right. And this isn't about him being wrong. And her saying that I'm correcting him.
Right.
He's not wrong. He heard it the way he heard it.
Right.
So clarifying or elaborating is a better way to phrase that.
Yeah. And correcting somebody's a problem anyways. You're not correcting. What are they, a dog? You're correcting their behavior. But that situation, the answer to that is, I'm sorry if that's what I said. That's not what I meant. Let me try again. I'd like to rephrase it because I would like you to understand what it is that I'm trying to convey. And I'm sorry that it came out that way.
We've said that to each other.
A lot. There have been times, because we have said on this podcast a lot, that you need to rephrase what you've said. Like, I need you to repeat back to me so that we're on the same page. That was a whole year of our podcast.
Yeah.
We did an episode where we recorded the entire thing, and like I was editing, and I thought while we were in the episode that we were in major conflict. And I was having a borderline moment, and we were editing, and I was editing. This is when we still had the kitchen table in here, and I was like, "Babe, can you come here for a minute?" And she's like, "Yeah." And and you walked over, and I played it for you, and you're like, "Okay." And I'm like, I thought we were fighting right here. Like I have been holding on to some shit because I thought we were in conflict, and playing this back, like everything that I heard you say and everything that we were having a conversation, and even your body language it's not real. I got in my feelings, and I created a whole ass environment in my fucking brain, and I was emotionally reacting to that shit.
I could feel it.
Had a full on fucking like meltdown. That was probably the first time you ever saw me like really truly let go cry.
It was.
Because I like.
Your reality was shattered.
It completely shattered. Completely. Like it was bad enough that I can't trust my emotions. Now I can't trust my fucking brain and what I see and hear either. Like, because that's a big thing. With borderline, you overreact to things and you do create your own reality. And in the moment, my perception of what was happening crafted my reality. And you were not in conflict with me. And I was very much in conflict with you because I thought of what was happening and it just wasn't real.
And like I said, I felt it. I could tell that you were going through something over there towards me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if he can feel that, and it's like that's a constant thing where you think that you are saying things perfectly or you are in your P's and Q's and he's the one who's constantly messing up, you have borderline. You're never going to be perfect.
Right.
And I say that as a woman with borderline. I am fully aware that I am never going to be a perfect woman. People without mental illnesses are never going to be perfect.
Right. Right. You do the best you can. And you have to evolve and be willing to grow and learn as these things come up.
And I would also, like, we have this podcast. We do this for a living. And I would never say that I say things perfectly.
I agree with that. We still have moments like, okay, that wasn't right.
Yeah.
That came out way fucking wrong.
Yeah.
I thought I had that statement down. I was not prepared for there was some anger or there was still emotion behind that. Let me try that again.
I'm sorry for my tone.
Right.
That's a big one for me.
Right. And that's what I wanted to touch on next because of what you were saying.
Yeah.
You can say as much as you want to say, but if the other 80% of our communication being nonverbal is fucked up, it doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah.
I can say two things. I can say the same thing in two different languages.
Mm-hmm.
Like two different, like I could cuss or not cuss. I could be like this and have my leg crossed and be comfortable, or I could be postured with my arms crossed, or I could be pacing. All of that shit is data that our brain collects. So your words don't fucking mean a whole hell of a lot. That's 20% of what you're actually trying to get out there.
Right. I think it's also important to touch on because this was said in our Discord at one point. If you feel like you conveying something to your man is you dumbing it down, that's also a problem and he can feel that.
Yep. This is why I really want to do the calls.
Yeah.
Because we've done a couple of them privately. Mm-hmm. And we've really been able to pick things apart for people.
Oh, yeah.
Those
calls can last 3 hours though.
Right. Well, if we're doing it for content, we just put, a cap on it or whatever, or we do it in multiple parts.
Okay.
I'm down with doing part 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever.
I think that's the best way to do that.
Yeah.
Hit the hour mark, end the episode, start again and continue the conversation.
Yeah. Or just do an intro, outro at the end of the episode and clip it in. My concern with doing all of that is two things. One, I know for a fact that people manipulate what we say to 100% to fuck with their partner and
to fit their narrative.
Right. I didn't want to say manipulate twice, and I didn't have a better word, so I dropped the F-bomb there. I know for a fact they do that, and I also know that the other part of this is that I'm afraid that we're going to spend all that time with people and they're not going to implement the things that we tell them.
Waste our time.
Yeah, completely. I mean, it's content. We're going to get paid for it.
Yeah.
But like, I want people to change their lives. That means more to me than the money that we're making.
I want to help people who want to be helped.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody else in the relationship that's also being hurt by your dumb shit. Like,
Right. I can say I'm feeling insecure right now, and what he hears is you're cheating on me. But my insecurities have nothing to do with the paranoia of him sneaking to talk to someone else.
Okay, so that's bullshit. Because what you just said is that's not even close to the same thing.
No.
Have you accused him of being a cheater multiple times in the past? Why are you feeling insecure right now?
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. And that's your
Yeah.
previous conversations that come into play because this is an ongoing thing. If you're feeling insecure in the moment and that's never been a conversation, he's not going to go, I'm not cheating on you. Unless there's a major guilt there that he's cheating on you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason that you're feeling insecure. And most people are going to go, why do you feel insecure right now?
Yes.
Because that's a very vague statement. I'm not happy. Why are you not happy?
I also view that as fishing
Okay, why is it fishing?
because you're waiting for that person to ask you why. You want to see if they care.
Okay, I agree with that.
You want to see if they're going to probe and see what's going on with you. That's why people vague post on Facebook. Fuck today, but I'm not going to tell you why. And then
Yeah.
they get an influx of comments, people reaching out to
Yeah,
them.
DMs.
Yeah.
It's attention seeking.
Right.
It absolutely is.
When I am feeling a certain way about something, I come to you and I let you know. I'm feeling insecure because of X, Y, and Z. There is no room for you to ask me why.
So that's proper communication.
Yeah.
I'm feeling insecure because blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So there would be no argument there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you were like, I'm insecure because I saw you looking at another woman's ass, that is an accusation. And if they were looking at another woman's ass, it's a conversation that needs to be had. I view that as infidelity. I don't appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't even need to be a discussion. You can say how you need to feel about it. They're making excuses or reasons. There's nothing you're going to say that's going to make me feel better about you looking at somebody else's ass.
Right.
Right? So like that just needs to be a statement. That fishing for attention shit bothers me so much that when people go, can I ask you a question? It bothers me.
Oh, I hit people with you just did.
Yeah, I do too. I think I'm going to start going, I had time for one and you just wasted it.
Right. Yeah. I've had to tell the women in my groups that you don't need to ask permission to speak.
Right.
I'm not your parent. This isn't school. This space is for you guys. There's room for your voice here. Fucking use it. And stop apologizing for existing. I say that a lot too. And now I'm saying it to you guys.
I think everybody should have to do a psychedelic once in their life, like a deep, deep journey.
Yeah.
Because when you realize that you have a universe within you and that you are a whole ass existence, it changes your outlook on things.
Yes.
Like I'm taking up space. Motherfucker, I'm taking up all the space.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I don't care if it bothers people. I don't care if it's intimidating. I don't care if I'm scary or I got a mean face.
The best part is that they move away.
They do. Because they don't, there's too much universe over here.
Yeah.
You need some more space. Your universe isn't well equipped.
Right. I liked that. That was good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you take up space.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me in your space.
You're like my I don't know space well enough to say this. I was gonna say like my nebula, but I don't know if that's actually a thing. So
Oh, I don't know, but I like that.
okay.
Yeah.
A supernova. That's
Oh my
the sun,
gosh.
right?
I don't know, but
The sun is a giant red supernova. I don't know space.
it makes me feel,
7th grade. I'm doing
Pretty.
the best I can here.
yeah. I mean, space is
worked?
gorgeous. So,
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Go team.
Made me tingle. I did it. My husband likes me.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to touch on in the beginning of your guys' relationship, if you had a trauma from cheating in a past relationship that you hadn't worked through, and that insecurities being brought up was him always having to say, I'm not cheating on you. No, I'm not cheating on you. That's a quote unquote trained behavior. Yeah. I said this to somebody the other day. No matter how shitty this sounds, just like dogs are animals, humans are animals, and we are trained by reward and punishment.
Yep. It's all based off of responses.
Yeah. So there's a lot, like I said earlier in this episode, there's a lot of devil's advocate playing. I wish there were examples happening. I wish that there was more in-depth elaborations of maybe prior conversations when things were brought up.
Yep.
Because there's a reason he's responding this way. Either it's, like we said, the trained behavior, or he's just a dick.
And that's a very real possibility.
It really is. It really is.
Could be that y'all needed each other financially and he just doesn't like you.
Yeah. It could be that you're more into this than he is.
Right. That's a very real reality.
Yeah.
The amount of people who are living together as roommates out of necessity because it's easier to survive with two than one.
Friends with benefits.
Especially with the way the economy is right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is also not this email, but that situation where one person becomes more involved than the other. That's why I don't think that women and men should be roommates.
I think that's the first I've heard you say that. Why should men and women not be roommates?
Because of that situation where one person gets more involved than the other, especially if they're friends with benefits.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. The sexual aspect of it does make sense, but just being roommates.
No, I said the friends with benefits.
I missed that part.
Okay.
I was listening, but
Yeah.
I obviously didn't equate the two.
I think that the moment that either the man or the woman starts to become romantically involved with the other, it needs to be stated.
Yeah.
And if there is not an interest there, that line needs to be drawn immediately.
I agree with that.
I don't think that he is cheating at all. Those words have never left my mouth. I can't seem to even explain to him what that insecurities don't have to mean that anyone is cheating. My mind will sometimes try to make me think that, but I've learned to rationalize those thoughts and put them in their place. If I say something like, I feel frustrated because it doesn't seem like you're hearing what I'm saying, he hears you're stupid because you don't understand words. I mean, if you are truly saying these things and that's the takeaway, he's not understanding the words.
Yeah, at that point, he is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the insecurity thing. If she has never in her life accused him of cheating and that's where he goes every time that she says she's insecure, there had to have been something that led to that point of him going to that.
Right.
Unless he's actually cheating on her and now he's feeling guilty.
Yes, I agree with that. I was just about to say.
Because that's literally the only...
That's the projection.
That's the only two options there.
Yeah.
She either has brought it up to that point or he is actually cheating on her.
Mm-hmm. Or he has.
Yeah.
Like, even if he's not currently actively cheating, there's probably a guilt there.
Yeah. You know, I really enjoy what we do.
Yeah?
I'm having fun.
Yeah. I just almost went... Oh gosh, man, I'm gonna be honest. If that is how that goes, right? She's being 100% truthful. She is phrasing things correctly. She is not making you statements. She is actively in the moment, letting you know, like, hey, I'm frustrated right now because I feel like I'm not being heard. She did use the you statement because I feel like you're not hearing what I'm saying. I would have said I'm frustrated because I feel like I'm not being heard or I'm being misunderstood.
There you go.
If I said that and you hit me, what, am I fucking stupid? You think I don't understand? Well, yeah, if that's your takeaway from what I just said, let's try this again. Want me to get the chalkboard?
Yeah, that's a whole lot of manipulation. That is a manipulation tactic.
Yeah. To make you feel guilty for bringing up something that made you uncomfortable.
Right.
In the relationship. This is that beat down. I'm going to make you feel bad for bringing things up until you no longer do it, and then I get to live my life the way that I want to without resistance.
Right. I do believe that true narcissism is very rare.
Yeah.
In terms of like...
Diagnosed NPD.
Like actual real true narcissism. Yeah. Everyone has narcissistic traits. Mm-hmm. Everyone on the planet has narcissistic traits. Survival mechanism. We've been over this 1,000 times on this podcast. In a situation like I'm feeling insecure and he goes to that to shut her down and he goes, she says something and you're not listening. I don't know how you go from you're not listening to you don't understand. That's not the same conversation.
Right.
So if he is twisting everything that she says and doing that, that is manipulation.
100%.
There's a whole lot of things happening there that really needs to be discussed. But because we don't know the conversations and we can't hear it, we don't really know.
Right.
But because true narcissism is as rare as it is, like narcissistic personality disorder is as rare as it is, diagnosed, whatever, however you want to word that, we can't just go to that. That's what the internet does. They want to diagnose everyone as a narcissist instead of actually listening to what's happening.
Yeah.
So we're trying to really problem solve the situation instead of just going, well, he's a narcissist or he's an abusive piece of shit. Like
trying to look at it from multiple aspects. Neil deGrasse Tyson, is that his name, the science guy?
Yeah.
He went to court. I believe this is the story. I'm almost certain it was him too. He was in jury duty. And the judge said something to the jurors before it started, like, are you going to be able to do this unbiased or whatever? And he said something and the judge repeated back to him what he said. And he was like, I just said that 5 seconds ago and you couldn't even repeat it back to me properly. That shows that witnesses cannot accurately depict something that just happened without adding their own bias to it.
Right. Because we view our own life through our own lens.
Yeah. I can't continue. I don't get. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I let the mean parts of me to come out when I'm really tired of somebody's shit. But there is a lot that I hold back. I really can't stand it when people try to twist my words and make me out to be a villain in the moment or that they're a victim because I'm trying to broach a conversation with them that they can't handle. I have a really hard time not being mean to them.
That's the healed version of us though.
I'm gonna start passing out binkies.
The fact that we are healed enough to be able to deal with it. Because when she said that, right? Because honestly, my visceral gut reaction when she said you're not listening, he's like, what do you think? I don't understand. I'm stupid.
Yes.
My answer to that is, well, you didn't understand, motherfucker. So if the shoe fits.
Yeah.
Because that's the way that I want to entertain. Like I don't want to match your energy. I used to. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to get on your level of that because I don't want that in me. But that is in me. And it's very easy to pull that out. I used to tell people all the time, like when I power lifted, where I had to go was dark.
Yeah.
You have no idea how fucked up I can get. Like, I don't want to be that person. I want to be evolved. I want to be better evolved. I want to be a more enlightened, happy, light-filled
Grounded.
version of myself. And if I have to regress to that motherfucker every time there's a discussion, you are fucking up my existence.
Oh, it would be a one-time discussion.
Yeah.
We've been nice up until this point.
Right.
And now I'm going to let you know what it's been like trying to converse with you, and then we're never going to speak again.
This is the protecting your peace.
Yeah.
Real quick, bye. Felicia said, I struggle with matching energy so much, especially at work. You matching energy with somebody, do you do it when people are happy?
I do. That's one of my favorite times to match energy.
Well, that's the smile in the world will smile with you.
Yeah,
right?
you vibing makes me want to vibe.
Right. But there are a lot of people out there who don't do that. There are people out there who are negative, nasty people that are just waiting for the opportunity for somebody to be negative and nasty so they can match that energy. That's
Disgusting.
the fuck around and find out people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
I can realize that you're having a bad day and I'm not going to let you poison my well because my day is fucking great.
I'm gonna go home with my husband's dick and then watch some TV.
We're done, guys. We'll see you later.
Like seriously, that's really what it boils down. You can choose to have a bad day, or you can go do something that you enjoy doing with somebody that you love.
I'm not cutting that out.
Good.
Okay.
That's really like the other options.
Yeah.
You can be sitting there being super miserable, or you can be getting entangled with somebody and getting your guts rearranged. Girl, come on.
So I had a metaphor and something that I was I am extremely flustered right now. I was going to say, if you take a glass of water and put a single drop of food dye in the water and watch that dye hit and spread around the water until the water changes color, that is you matching negative energy with somebody.
That's a really good way to put that. Yeah.
I think we should make the TikTok. Do we have food dye here?
Oh gosh, no, I don't think so. I think I threw out all of our food dye a while ago.
I would like to do that as a TikTok.
You think I use food dye?
I don't know.
No,
I didn't even know we didn't have
natural.
salt shakers for like 2 years.
Everything is natural. I use beet powder and like blue butterfly pea.
We'll have to order some food dye. I
Okay,
would like to
word.
make that. Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to the email.
Continuing. Now it's getting to a point where I'm always crying. My feelings are always hurt. He responds to me with eye rolls, scoffs, and yelling. I wouldn't even try to fix this.
I wouldn't either.
I like I said before, I'm willing to sleep in a park. I'm gonna get things to protect myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have mace on me. I'm gonna have a taser. I'm gonna have all that shit on me. Like if I wake up and somebody's around me or over me, like I'm prepared. I'm gonna defend myself. I'm gonna start screaming rape. Like
I'd just shoot them.
yeah, if I was able to procure one, yeah.
Well, I mean, if we lost everything now, that's not something you would sell.
No, I mean, like in this situation, I don't know if she has one or not. That's top tier protection right there.
Yeah.
Find a homeless dog on the street. You guys can do it together. Train him to be scary.
That whole rolling your eyes thing and scoffing is one of those things that infuriates the fuck out of me. I view that as super disrespectful. I think like the level beyond that is spitting on somebody.
Yeah.
Like I view that as a major problem.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
I also understand that people use it as a way to show dissatisfaction in the moment of what's happening. And that is your inability to communicate.
Yes.
That you are using the other 80% of communication to inform somebody that you are unhappy with the way things are going.
That's what a reaction looks like to me versus a response.
Right.
The eye rolls, the scoffing, the huffing.
Somebody said in chat, on the flip side, what would your advice be if they were married? I would advise therapy, couples counseling or couples therapy. They need a translator.
Yeah.
And they need somebody that's not invested in the relationship to go, what you just did is problematic behavior. You need to work on that.
Yes.
We've done that.
Yeah.
In live calls with people privately.
I hit him with, did you hear what you just said?
Right. Hang on. They're doing the blower.
Nothing is getting resolved. His avoidant detachment of these situations has thrown all of the responsibility of fixing things
Wait.
solely on my shoulders.
Can you redo that? Reread that again? Because there was something about attachment.
Avoidant attachment.
Okay. You just reread that for
His
me, please.
avoidant detachment of these situations has thrown all of the responsibility of quote unquote fixing things solely on my shoulders. If he doesn't want to fix it, he doesn't want to be in the relationship.
Right. I mean, that's really the end of the discussion.
Right. Like,
if it is always a him problem and he's always the one that's expected to change, I could see that being the problem.
yes.
But if she's coming to him and he's making it about her, making her to be the one to change, that is the manipulative shit.
yeah.
It's got to be both of you making concerted efforts to fix your life, to change for the better. I really don't like it when people use the attachment styles in conversation
Why?
because it's pop psychology. It's pop psychology. It's not a definitive psychology. It's something that resonates with people. It's like the love languages.
Okay.
Love languages are pop psychology. It's not, we can all resonate with it. It's like a horoscope. It's broad enough that we can all find our love language. It's catchy. It's a way to explain things with the information that we didn't have before. I get it. Using the attachment styles and diagnosing somebody as that attachment style becomes problematic because if they don't know the detachment styles or you're not an expert in that, you just assume that that's what that means. Like, I view that as diagnosing somebody with something. I don't like people using that in conversation.
Okay.
Now, if they were to say, it seems as if he has an avoidant detachment style, I can fuck with that.
Yeah. It's the lack of definitivity.
Right. Definitiveness.
Yes. I read that sentence and pictured both of them in a boat and each had an oar and this motherfucker jumped out of the boat. So now you're just spinning your one oar going in a circle. At some point, you're going to have to pick up the other one.
Yeah.
If you want to get where you're going because he's not doing it anymore.
Right. Well, if he's not in the boat anymore and the oar is, she's got to get back to shore.
Right.
Let that motherfucker swim.
Oh, yeah. No, I would. Yeah. Homie, you drowning is not my problem. You jumped.
Right. Right. This. You did this to yourself. Who did this to us? You did.
Yes.
You did this to us.
Continuing, now I'm so weighed down with emotions and he's always angry because I'm always emotional. Okay, he's always angry because I'm always emotional. Was he always angry in the beginning or was he gentle? Right? She said until recently. They had their first disruption and all of these things happened just recently. So if you have been extremely emotional and crying and all of these things the whole time in the relationship, I can see why, I mean, being angry and yelling and scoffing and all of those things is not appropriate behavior. Fucking 5-year-old, you want your little bippy? Unbelievable. So if he hasn't always been the binky sucking 5-year-old, and at one point he was supportive and trying to engage in these conversations and you just kept blowing up, at this point you've trained him that this is what the relationship's going to look like. And if you guys are stuck in this situation financially and he can't leave or you can't leave and you guys are stuck here, this dude is fucking going through it.
When you have a 6-month relationship, I read something the other day that said that the average person cannot fake their personality for more than 3 to 4 months.
Really?
Yep.
I believe that.
So for all these people that are getting into relationships in the first 3 to 5 months are really good, and then things start to fall apart, it's because they cannot mask who they are that long.
Can't keep it up.
Right.
To touch on the continuation of the 5-year-old not being loved properly if they're still sucking a binky, right? People are like, there's trauma response, all those kinds of things. Yes, those happen. That's not what I'm speaking on. I'm talking on child neglect.
Right.
If a parent would rather give their child something that will soothe their emotions versus actually helping them cope with things and say you can't rely on something to make you feel better, there are other ways to handle this. This dude is reacting as if he has never been parented in his life. Everything is taken as a fight. He feels that every time I speak about how I'm feeling that I'm fighting with him. That's not even remotely true. I don't raise my voice. I don't point fingers or blame. But he's expecting it, so it's almost as if he's imagining me doing these things.
And that could be the case. It could be.
Right.
It could also be the case that you have shown him that if he reacts this way, that you will back down and the conversation doesn't have to continue. This is manipulation at its finest.
Yeah. Have you guys talked about your past relationships?
Well, they've only been together for 6 months living together, so probably not.
Are we actually like boyfriend and girlfriend? Has this been discussed? Or are you guys roommates who are having sex? I need some very clearly defined things in this email.
Yeah.
Because if you believe your boyfriend and girlfriend and he just views this as a living situation where he can get a side piece and then he has to deal with emotional outbursts, I would also want to know what his past relationships look like. If he was severely abused and manipulated by an ex and that's what he believes all women are like, how you believed the first times I cried was a manipulation thing, That's worthy of a conversation and say, let me prove to you that when I go through these things, that's not what's happening. I need you to stop jumping to the conclusions.
Right.
Yeah.
That whole crying thing was not something that we had to talk about. You don't need to be moving in with people if you've not been together for a year. Mm-hmm. And like, if you've been long distance for a year, still moving in together, like, is a bad idea.
Oh gosh. I think living long distance for a year is like dating for 3 months.
I agree.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of things that you learn about your person in person by interacting with them.
Yes.
And like, you should know a whole lot about someone's past.
Yes.
And their current life before you decide to move in with them. This motherfucker
Everything.
could have been a serial killer.
Yeah. He could have been.
Or like a crazy, like, rapist, abusive motherfucker. And you didn't know because you were in the honeymoon phase and you had an opportunity to make your life a little bit easier.
Yep.
Does your life feel easier now?
Right. That's a good question.
Ding said 110% disagree. You spending way more time talking, less time playing putt-putt. You're wrong.
I agree with you.
And I know that you're wrong because we deal with people who are in long-term relationships that don't fucking know anything about each other.
Right.
They know that they enjoy playing video games and watching movies together at the same time.
Right.
Or
having conversations about Game of Thrones.
right. They found a hobby that they connected with and they're good friends. They're not having the real intimate conversations.
Yeah.
When you are going to dinner and you are spending a lot of physical time with somebody and you're getting the 80% of communication
Body
that you're
language.
missing
Yeah.
by having telephone and text conversations, you're going to learn a whole lot more from your person.
Yes. Habits, the way they conduct themselves, what they do at home when no one's around. Yeah.
Yep.
I will die on that hill that you will never know somebody as intimately. You will never know somebody intimately long distance the same way you would in person.
Right.
You may have in-depth conversations and then you find out they chew with their mouth open. You can't fucking stand them.
Right.
Yeah.
A whole lot of other things too. Her argument was doing things like putt-putt, less time playing putt-putt. So if you're long distance and your time is spent on FaceTime while you're doing something else, whether it's watching a movie, working, driving, playing video games,
There's not conversation.
where's the difference between that and putt-putt?
Yeah.
At least in putt-putt, we can talk to each other while we are walking from hole to hole unabridged.
And the conversations matter.
Right.
If you guys are long distance and you're just talking about all the things that happen in your day and playing checkers, this movie was dope, and you're not having conversations about, I foreclosed my house 2 years ago.
Right.
My credit score is fucked up.
Yep.
All of those other kinds of things, there's not any real conversation happening.
Right. It's superficial.
Yeah. They could be a complete and total slob. Yeah, there's so much. You can really limit who you are in a long distance relationship.
Absolutely, because you're doing 10, 15, 20-minute interactions.
Or even 2-3 hour phone calls. Once that phone call comes off, you could be chugging a 6-pack of beer, playing video games until 3 o'clock in the morning, rolling into work late, getting in trouble for the 4th time.
Being on your way to work, driving on FaceTime, and then
Yep.
actually being on your way to another person's house instead. You don't fucking know.
Yeah. It's a lot. I know how hard it was for me to even self-reflect most days, so I understand that he's probably facing a lot of frustration within himself. I also know that he's probably feeling shame because he doesn't know how to manage it and control it. Or maybe I'm being too naive about it and he actually doesn't care. I don't think that last part is true though.
Why?
I would take actions over words.
Absolutely.
So if your actions are showing me that you don't care about me, I am going to take that.
She's in love with the idea, or she is infatuated with the idea of what
Yeah.
this man can be versus who he's showing her he is.
Fantilizing it.
Yes. Why are you going to allow somebody to treat you that way?
Right.
6 months into a relationship, you are nobody to me. I don't know shit about you. Like, we have not been together long enough for me to even really know who you are yet.
I don't even think I knew all of your monthly subscriptions until we were like a year and a half into this.
I don't even know all my monthly subscriptions, and I pay
Yeah.
for this shit. I found out we're paying for Stars last night. Did you know that?
I did know that.
I didn't know that shit.
Yeah.
There must have been something on there that I wanted to watch like a year ago, and I signed up for that free trial and just didn't cancel that motherfucker, but we got Stars.
Hell yeah. Love that.
Yep. I only know that because we signed up for MGM Plus last night because we watched The Institute. Guys, if you like suspenseful thrillers,
Yeah.
The Institute on MGM Plus has only got 3 episodes out right now. It is fucking phenomenal.
If you are sensitive about kids being kidnapped and tortured,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. She says that they're teenagers, but still.
there's a 10-year-old.
There is now. There wasn't in the first 2 episodes.
The first few episodes, it's 14 and up, but now there's a 10-year-old involved.
Yeah.
He's great.
He hasn't been tortured yet. We haven't seen it.
No.
So.
But I saw him crying in the hallway, pissing his pants because he didn't know where his mom was, and that fucked me up.
Yeah. Really good show, though.
Yeah, it is a good show. I cried.
Yeah. I know that you were joking with the subscriptions things, trying to get your point across. Do you remember the TikTok I made in the beginning of this where I was making a TikTok and you walked by and I was talking about how you should never just unload all your vulnerability? And at the time I used the term vulnerable because that's the term that's used. You should never be vulnerable with your woman because it's weakness and blah, blah, blah. And I had said, there's a whole lot of things. You walked up and you were in the video and I was like, I have a whole lot of things that she doesn't know about in my past because there's not a reason for her to know it yet. There's conversations that we have naturally when they come up because those conversations need to be had then. That could be, I'm not ready to deal with my trauma. That could be, I don't want to relive this right now because we're having a really good day. It could be a whole lot of reasons for us to not talk about those things. It doesn't mean that we're not going to talk about those things. It means that those things haven't come up yet. So in a situation where, like you said, knowing the subscriptions, you need to take the time to learn your person so that those conversations come up, and they will continue to come up over your entire life. You and I talk more than anyone I've ever met. And I talk a lot. In our personal life, we talk all the fucking time. We are always together. There are still things that haven't come up. And I know there are things that haven't come up because there's moments where I'm like, hey, did you know? And you're like, no, you never told me that. Crazy. After all this time and all we've talked, like I could have swore you knew that about me, right? Like those things take time to come up. It's got to be an organic, natural thing. People aren't going to be like, well, when I was 3, when I was 5, when I was 9, like they're not going to give you their entire life history over the course of a dinner. Life has to play out.
I agree with that.
Yep.
When things are good, things are great, but I'm starting to feel unwelcome, unwanted, and unimportant. I feel unseen and unheard, and I can't just sweep it under the rug like he can. I can't just bottle it up and forget about it. Okay, is it being swept under the rug, or does he have resolution and you don't?
My brain didn't go there.
No?
Nope.
Where's your brain go?
My brain went to, if that's how you're feeling, why are you there?
I agree that my brain also went to there.
If I'm hearing a fire alarm, I'm not going to lay in bed and doom scroll. I'm going to get up and figure out why there's a fire alarm going off. And if there's a fire, I'm leaving the building.
Yeah.
And because, we set off a smoke detector. We set off fire alarm technically in Costa Rica from having sexy time in the shower. The steam got too much. I got put a towel on, went out in the hallway to make sure the fucking building wasn't actually on fire.
Yeah.
Because you need to know these things. If you have alerts going off in your body and it's making you feel uncomfortable and anxious, you need to fucking figure out why.
Yes.
And if this is the way you're feeling, it's 6 months into a relationship, fucking leave. It's not going to get better.
No.
There's no reason for anything to change because you're the one who's backing down from all of this.
Yes.
He's going to continue to do the things that he's doing. You're going to continue to allow it to happen. He's going to live the life that he wants to live by manipulating and forcing these situations, and your situation is going to continue to get worse. That's the reality of the situation, and it's going to escalate. If you don't feel wanted, you don't feel like a priority, you feel like a burden, you are a roommate right now that's helping him pay bills because that's how you guys got started.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, this was about convenience, not about love. It's been about lust in the beginning, and now it's about convenience. You're a fucking roommate.
Yeah. Continuing, I don't want to fight either. In fact, I do the complete opposite. I try to tell him of the things he does right, but he can't accept them when he's stuck on what he's done wrong. But he never apologizes, the behaviors don't change, and he expects me to control my tears, yet he can't control his anger.
He doesn't have to. You've allowed him not to.
Right. I cry when I'm yelled at. If me crying pisses you off, then stop yelling, right?
Why be with somebody who yells at you?
Yeah, this is insane to me. And I say that as a woman who's been in situations like this that I didn't leave because I didn't think I deserved better than it. Or I didn't think I could do it on my own. Or it was too scary because of the change. Me living that thought process and being where I am now, I 100% believe that I was insane for not leaving sooner because I am fucking worth compassion and love and meaningful conversations about how what I feel matters. Having outcomes of changed behaviors and being shown that the relationship is held above other things.
Mental high five to the motherfuckers that dropped the ball. Thank you for fucking that up.
Yeah.
And thank you for doing the work. because you did the work before this became a thing so that I didn't have to deal with their bullshit.
Oh, it's an honor to be of service to you, babe.
We really need to wrap this up.
Continuing.
Yes.
I don't want to fight. I read that. I can't say those words to him, though. For one, that sounds rude and unnecessarily aggressive. But that's basically what it boils down to. I can handle criticism. I can handle being told to self-reflect. I know at this point my feelings are being brought to his attention way too much. I'm becoming more and more frustrated trying to communicate the importance of finding actual resolution and not just walking away from each other and then never speaking on it again until I'm upset again, and then those unresolved feelings are mixing in too. So these are gridlock conversations.
Well, yeah, because he's not allowing anything to come to resolution.
Have you ever built a sandcastle at the beach?
Are you asking me that? I've lived in Florida my entire life.
I'm asking. So
Okay. Well, you were looking at me. I wasn't.
The people on the podcast need to know.
Okay, go with your metaphor.
No,
build
I'm
a
asking.
sandcastle on the beach. Yes, I have built a sandcastle on the beach.
So, going too close to the water line, the water is going to knock that bitch over. It's not going to be sturdy. The foundation's rough. Are you going to continue trying to build a sandcastle in the same spot that has not worked for the last 6 months?
That ocean comes in and brings a whole bunch of new sand with it.
Bacteria.
And it takes your sand back and brings it back. And that's what you're doing. Nothing's ever going to get resolved.
No. You're cleaning the car with the same dirty water.
Yep.
I wouldn't tolerate this. I would do everything in my power to get my shit together and move out as soon as I can.
I mean, I'd live in my car.
Yeah, I would do that too. I don't know if she's willing to do that.
I'm not going to allow anybody to put me in a position where I feel unloved, unwanted, or unsecure.
Insecure.
Yeah, insecure. No, I meant unsecure.
You meant unsecure?
Yeah, I meant like not having security in my life, not insecure in my feelings. So maybe the word is still insecure. But like in this situation, she doesn't have any type of security. So if insecure and security still, if that combination
That's
of
how
words
I view
work,
that,
then
yeah.
sure. When I think of insecurity, I think of like unsure of self. Like,
Oh no, when I think of insecurity, like if I think about my finances before getting my shit together, I was very insecure with my finances.
okay.
There was no security or safety net there.
So
That's
guess,
how I viewed
So I
that.
guess insecure is still the right word.
It could be incorrect. I may be using it wrong.
I wouldn't live like that. I'm not going to allow somebody to belittle me and talk down to me and scream and yell and treat me like I'm a fucking child. I don't care who
Right.
you are. That was actually something I had said a whole lot. I was somebody early in life when like if I was in a relationship and a woman yelled at me, I'd be like, you're not my mom.
Yeah.
I don't tolerate that shit from her. I'm damn sure not going to tolerate it from you. So you can talk to me like a normal fucking human being or you can exit. I'll hold the fucking door for you. I know what I bring to the table. I know the type of man that I am capable of being, and I'm not going to accept less than from anyone because I love me and I want to enjoy my life, and I can do that by myself. I don't need another motherfucker to make me happy. And when you realize that, all of that shit stops. The moment somebody starts bringing bullshit to you, you can be like,
Right.
next, because I don't need you here.
So laying all of that out and having that self-worth and not tolerating this bullshit behavior, there are people out there who are going to say, I don't love myself. And my
Absolutely.
response to that is, that's sad.
Why? Why don't you love yourself? You're right. It is sad, but that's the question. Kalista said, unsecure generally refers to a lack of physical or digital security measures, while insecure often implies a lack of confidence or emotional stability, but can also be used to describe a lack of physical or digital security. So they're both right.
To continue with my sad comment, if that hurts somebody's feelings or you take that personally and think that I shouldn't tell you that it's sad that you don't love yourself, look at your life. Are you sad majority of the time? Do you feel depressed? Do you feel like the people in your life make you feel like you don't matter? It's an acknowledgement. I used to think that if you don't love yourself, no one can ever love you phrase was bullshit. People who don't love people can sniff out you. They are going to use you. They're going to take advantage of you. The kindness, your trauma, the brokenness. You should love yourself. And that's how you get people around you who love you. It's those boundaries and the zero tolerance of I know that I'm worth more than that.
You're right in all of that. And that whole predatory thing is why bullies pick on little people. Because when you are insecure in your feelings and you don't have self-worth and you don't love yourself, you are little people. When you take up that space and you know who you are, it changes things. You become a presence. So you are absolutely correct.
She said, I can't say those words to him, though. For one, that sounds rude and unnecessarily aggressive.
What were the words?
If me crying you pisses you off, then stop yelling. I would say that shit. I can't say those words to him. You can, you're just scared to.
Yeah.
And that's what that boils down to. There is no I can't. Right? We watched an episode of The Chosen where this guy was trying to crawl himself into a pool for 30 years. Couldn't use his legs. And there was no I can't in that. There are people out there with real life challenges who are overcoming that I can't. That mental blockage of, oh, he's going to get mad at me if I say that. Stand up for yourself. And if there's a fear of him being physically violent with you, I wouldn't say that shit. I would silently get my things together, and then one day when he's not home, my ass is gone. I'm going to have a changed number, lose my phone. I don't care. My survival is so much more important than somebody being mad that I'm not here anymore.
Now change survival to happiness.
Yep. Oh, that's a good way to do that.
Too many people, they just accept that this is what their life is going to be instead of looking and working for more. And her not correcting that behavior when it happens is why it continues to happen. Mm-hmm. You are the doormat that people stand on. You've chosen this.
I am becoming more and more frustrated trying to communicate the importance of finding actual resolution and not just walking away from each other and then never speaking on it again until I'm upset. And then those unresolved feelings are mixing in too. All of these unresolved issues are overwhelming me now. I've done everything I know to do. I've typed everything out and set him down and read it. I spent 2 hours typing. It took probably 10 minutes to read aloud. I got no response, just silence. The only words he spoke afterwards were, do you want to smoke and go to bed? He doesn't care. I don't know why you can't see that. And I'm speaking directly to the email. I don't know why you can't see it. Are you so infatuated? Are you clinging on so tightly because you think you can't do anything on your own that you need him to be the one to love you? If this were my daughter, I'd be devastated. Do you have anything?
I would ask for that letter. If you took the time to sit down and type up a 10-page letter to me for us to discuss it, and you laid all that shit out, I would probably respond to stuff while you're reading the letter. And I would imagine that you would be like, can you just let me get through this? And you would read the whole thing. And knowing that I couldn't respond in the moment to everything that you were laying out, I would ask for that letter back.
Yeah.
And I would ask for the copy of it. Like, let me have this so that I can read this and I can formulate my thoughts back to you. And then I would probably respond in writing and we would just back and forth verbally. And then that's not a bad way to communicate.
It's not.
As long as you are reading it to the person. Handing out notes back and forth is not the move.
Yeah.
The reading it aspect makes that a valid thing, but it allows you to, I would recommend handwriting and not typing because you have to be very precise with what you can't just backspace. Otherwise you're going to have lines of scribble. You know what I mean? So like you put a lot more thought into it and that definitely helps people.
Yeah. There's now no intimacy at all. Even a kiss feels like it's just a routine that we're supposed to follow. I don't know how to break the cycle. I'm trying so hard to keep calm and be patient, but at this point, my insecurities are starting to take over, and it's leaving me feeling like I'm not worth the effort for him to just not yell at me or even to just listen. Maybe he feels that way. Maybe he feels like you are not worth that from him. And now what?
That's a good question. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah. What are we going to do with that information? If he outright told you, I don't care about this, you're just some pussy and a roommate for me. What are you going to do next? Are you going to continue to try and chase after him and change his mind, change his thoughts? Or is there going to be an acceptance that this is what it is and I want something more?
Wonder if the conversation of I don't want to live like this has come up.
Oh, that's a good question.
This isn't a healthy relationship.
It's not. Not at all. Does he just not like me and is afraid to tell me? Is he self-sabotaging out of a fear of abandonment? I couldn't tell you. I would receive that as he doesn't like me. This isn't third grade. This isn't, oh, if he's mean to you, he has a crush on you. I view the yelling and the manipulation of words and all of those kinds of things as perpetuating a certain type of abuse. He's holding you under his thumb because he knows that there's not going to be any pushback from that.
Yeah, knowing that they had to get this place together because of finances, I view it as he's using her.
Yes.
And knowing that he can control what she's doing by his behavior and she's not going to stand up for himself, he's going to continue to do it because it's control. It is, he's getting everything that he needs from this situation, even though it's not what he wants. I view this as he's using her.
Yeah. I don't know how else to convey that his attitude towards me is opening wounds that I worked so hard to heal. It would take one wound. If I go to my man and I said, hey, what just happened, what just played out, reopened something in me that was severely traumatizing, and I would like to have a conversation and come to resolution so this doesn't happen again. And then there's conversation afterwards, right? This is where the triggers and shit come in. This is why I come to you and say, hey, babe, I just learned this about me. So now you know in the future, we're going to avoid that shit.
Mm-hmm. Or you're going to work on it.
I mean, yes, I'm 100% working on it. But if it's something like, please don't throw a vase across the room when you're upset because that's something that traumatized me when I was younger, I would expect you to not do that anymore.
Right. You shouldn't be doing shit like that anyways.
Right. So being with somebody who is totally content with opening up my old wounds and in a sense re-traumatizing me to those things, that's insane to say out loud. That's insane to say out loud, and that's insane to hear myself because I was once in that situation. I allowed myself to maintain a relationship with somebody who not only opened old wounds and re-traumatized, they created new ones and didn't care.
Ripped the scab off, poured some salt and lemon juice in there and scrubbed it with a toothbrush.
Yep. You thought that hurt. Watch this. Yeah.
Before you pick back up, Skulk said, my child will not learn if they're mean to you, they like you. I understand that is a very prevalent thing on social media right now. That conversation is actually accurate because little boys play different than little girls.
Mm-hmm. The roughhousing.
It's natural.
Yeah.
So it's not, now if they're bullying, it's a different conversation. But if they're play fighting or wrestling or playing rough, that is an actual thing. And it doesn't mean that they like you, like they want a relationship. It means that the little boy found a friend.
Right. 100%.
Little boys are mean as fuck to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
We wrestle,
from our
we
son.
spit, like we do a lot of really mean shit to each other. I have like some of my closest friends growing up, we beat the fuck out of each other all the time. I'd go to war for them, but like we would still fight each other. There was a love there. That if they love you, they're mean to you. If they like you, they're mean to you. Comment thing that's going around social media is removing the scope of what it is to be a young man.
Yes.
A boy, a male, because we have a different connection style than women do. You can see it in the way that we parent our children.
Continuing.
Yes.
The following text is everything I typed out at 3 a.m. This is everything I said to him verbatim. This is also the raw and vulnerable words that got no response from him at all.
And with that, guys, we're going to end this episode. If you would like to know what this letter is going to look like, make sure that you join us next Monday where we pick up part 2 of this episode. That was a great fucking cutoff.
That was good.
Cliffhanger. Yeah, anything you want to add to what we were doing? I just wanted to get that in there.
You snooze, you lose. If you're not around, you'll be what?
If you're not, yeah, be there, be square.
Be there, be square.
Yeah, because if you're not there, you're not around.
There we go. I fucked it up.
When I first heard that shit, I was like, bro, that makes so much sense.
Right? No, I was like, my God.
I was that mind blown meme.
Yeah. I felt the same way when I found out that pineapples come from the ground and not a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were in Costa Rica, that pineapple farmer told us that when you eat a lot of pineapple and it cuts your mouth, it's basically the plant eating you back because that's how the plant absorbs nutrients.
The enzymes, yeah.
Blew my mind.
Very acidic.
Yeah. You have anything you want to add before we wrap up?
I want to get food.
Same. Guys, if you're currently watching on Discord, this will have to get cut. If you're currently watching on Discord, we will be going live again around 5 o'clock, 4:35. I will at everyone in the Discord again. We will be doing a Patreon only live that will not be re-uploaded. It'll just be a Q&A, hang out with you guys and talk about this weekend ceremony. Guys, remember you are the author of your own life.
So grab a pen.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.